Just you wait, Tio. When all of this is said and done, I'm going to jump into your loving arms for a big old hug. My greatest battle may not be the Azure tree after. Hey, Tio's wit is so incredible. Hey, this is Trails to Azure, I promise. But I need to show you guys a little something. First of all,
welcome in.
I'm United States Azure. I'm taking this. Thank you. Welcome to Trails to Azure. I need to talk to you about something.
Thanks a bunch. Be sure to stop.
I got some people on this island, and you know what? I put Lloyd, Noel, and Ellie on this island, and I was like, we'll see if any of them mesh, you know what I mean? Where the heck is Lloyd? Look at this. Where's his relationship? Hi.
Oh, what do you need?
Ellie's crushing on man's bad. Ellie's crushing on this man's bad, but I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I'm pretty sure Noel is also crushing on this man's bad. But apparently he became good friends with, yeah, I think Noel is crushing on him bad too, so I guess we're about to find out what's about to go on.
Huh. I need to clear my head.
Yeah, see, she's crushing on Lloyd too.
I can't hold back my feelings for Lloyd.
See, look. I feel like we gotta.
Where should I confess my love?
I saw this and I was like, I can't not start Trails to Azure like this. They both crushing on him. Hey, y'all, go to the Ferris wheel.
How should I confess
my feelings? We start with a little
feelings?
drama, and then we're gonna head directly into Trails to Azure. I'm sorry. I need you to do it, desperately, please, desperately.
Should I change what I'm wearing for?
No, you're good. I haven't had a chance to design your outfit, but you know, you look great.
Alright. It's time to psych myself up and say how I really feel.
This might go terribly, and he might. Here's the thing: Ellie might show up. I've seen one of these where people just show up out of nowhere. I don't know where you show up on a Ferris wheel, though. You know what I mean?
Please.
Oh, Lamau, desperation
Please go
is
out
real.
with me. I promise I'll always look out for you, Lloyd.
No, man, look at that. It's just like they're seen in Trails to Azure, baby. They about to exchange some dog tags.
Hold it right there.
What? That's not
Lloyd.
Ellie. What?
It's me?
Hold
Dude.
it right there.
What? Ah! Dude, I thought it was gonna be Ellie. Miku came out of nowhere. I'm
the
shocked.
one who truly, deeply loves Lloyd is me.
I confessed my feelings first. That means I love Lloyd the most.
Deity Miku.
Lloyd? Which of us do you choose?
Pick one of us, once and for all.
Hey, if this ain't true to Lloyd, just pull in everybody, pull in every girl who catches his eye, or who sees him. Where are you going?
I'm so glad you feel the same.
I actually hadn't considered Lloyd, but when I saw someone confessing to Lloyd, I just couldn't keep my feelings contained. I had to confess my feelings too. So, what do you think about us becoming sweethearts?
Dude. First of all, I haven't seen 3 people come up for one of these ever. I've only seen 2. So I thought Ellie was just gonna get beaten up by this. Oh my gosh. You know what? I love that for you. Lloyd is dating Miku. I'm the United States Aviator. Welcome to Trails. Oh my gosh, dude. Oh man. Hey, welcome to Trails to Azure. I'm gonna catch up with the comments real quick. I just thought that was a fun way to start the episode. I was like, man, I see the hearts here. We'll start Trails like this. that's what's going on in my island. Tell me about your islands if you have them. And let's talk about trails. We're at our final city sweep. Let's get to the comments. It's comment time. A comment time. Comment time. A doodle-doo-doo. Comment time. Hello? Comment time. Where's last episode? Hello? Howdy? There you are. Okay, great. Last time we finally got to go inside that door. And I guess we also fought Dieter. A lot of stuff happened last episode. And a lot of you talked about how much you love Dieter as a villain in this villain. Quote unquote. I mean, at the end of the day, that's still my boy, but whatever. Let's start at the bottom. We have Sharmila saying, we finally unlocked the door, the best development ever. I've wanted to go in that door the entire game. It's one of the only reasons I suspected Homeboys, because he had a door and I couldn't go inside. And ain't nobody in the whole rest of the game had a door that I can't go inside. And things were missing. Although I really did think that he had like the tonfas. Apparently he didn't. Anywho, of course, Nayuta will be my least favorite prosecutor from Ace Attorney. Number of dominions is very important, for lore accuracy, AV. I don't think it's that important. Didn't Quint from the graveyard say Grizz's family died in an accident or something? I would assume, it has something to do with Arabonia and Calvar, maybe. 07s, and a lot of people did put out the 07s to Old Patter Matter. When I first played, I was shocked to see him actually dying after losing Love. I didn't think it would hit that hard. It hit hard because it hit hard for Ren, because that's... But it's so good that I guess she had Estelle and Joshua there with her, for her. Those are her new parents. One final dungeon. AV, how did you get both Ellie and Noelle achievements? It was easy. I had the Ellie save already, and then I said, man, I saved right before these events. I'm going back, and our new official save is the Noelle save. Girl needs it after what just happened on the island. Man, drama. I don't mean how many times I reminded you of this, but Heimdallr is pronounced Heimdall. But what about the R? We can't stop the R. Heimdallr. Dollar. Sully giving Lloyd her hat is like those movies where someone higher up passes the torch of power to the main protagonist. Ooh, boy. It is definitely pollen season. I'm gonna read these comments and then I'm gonna put some eye drops in, low-key. The worst part, so my thing is, and this will be just a very quick aside, my thing is with pollen, it's a lot less snot. It's a little bit of snot. For me, pollen really hits my eyes really bad. So your boy is just like red eye all throughout like spring and early summer, but I digress. We will continue. Jessica saying, it's time to open the door, finally. I've needed this. We don't actually know how important the Dominion numbers are. There are some times where they're referred to by their numbers. Some would say like the 9th and the 5th would, talking about the Gralsritter, and the game would expect you to know that they mean Kevin and Wazzy. Well, they expect a lot out of me, but I can at least remember that as long as they're my two green-haired boys that I'm working my 9 to 5, they're my 9th and my 5th, Gralsritter. I believe rather the conversation with Letcher. Thank you for this, by the way. I already read through this one more time. That I was talking about where I was like, they had some conversation together outside, and it was outside of the auction. Letcher said, we could talk about fun stuff. You know, like our country's plans regarding the information war waged in Crossbell, or maybe the new rules for this modern era where we have the non-aggression pact and the Orbital network to consider. Kilika saying, yes, let us begin. The era where our countries make grabs for power through sabotage and terrorism is now over. Kind of. Even if the rules we laid down are preliminary, we must forge a new order for the sake of preventing any more tragic accidents from occurring in Crossbell. And then many more tragic accidents occurred in Crossbell. So, well, how well did that really work out? Letcher's a fascinating character. You need to slowly peel back his layers to fully understand and appreciate his character. For me, this didn't happen until I learned of a certain piece of information, which recontextualized his motives. Like, I actually hated him before playing this arc, since it was localized, and after I played the first 3 Cold Steel games. Interesting. Grim. So wait, you hated him before playing this arc, since it was localized after I played the first 3 Cold Steel games. So, interestingly enough, it sounds like he's not going to be a fun time in the Cold Steel games. Grim lost his family in an accident 15 years ago, likely orchestrated by Ereboni and Calvard. Wasn't there someone else who we know who lost family members in an accident 15 years ago? Yeah, I thought about this. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I'm like, I was, in my brain, I was like, I don't remember if they said it was an airship accident. I wish they gave us more information. Part of my mind did think, like, maybe it was the same accident that Lloyd's parents were involved in. Which would mean that honestly could have just been another, like, ticking point. He honestly, I hate to say that he could be a puppet too, but I don't think he is a puppet. I think he is truly the mastermind. Yep, the robot death made me cry. Rest in peace, Patter Matter. 07's in the chat, or in the comments rather. Despite Crossbow being my favorite arc, Azure being one of my favorite Trails games, I feel like most of the villains are really weak. Arios and Dieter, in my opinion, are the best of them. If only Shao was actually a villain in this arc instead of a tentative ally. I like him a lot. He's not well, I mean, tentative ally is the right way to go about it. Casting a master art is both instant and continuous when the caster's turn comes up. Again, you're given the option to extend it using more. Oh, I didn't realize that. Or end your casting. Oh, interesting. Yep, the final match, the final massive dungeon, I'd say it's on par with the Liberal arc. Yikes, so we're gonna still be here for a couple episodes, huh? We are not quite as close to done as I thought. We might be able to squeeze like 3 or 4 more episodes out of this, because Liberal arc took a couple episodes. Oh my god, you went back for Noelle? You dang right I did. That's my OG, that's my homegirl, for real. The junior SSS has been formed. Remember Ryu thought that they were lame, right? I was like, man was all about the bracers at the beginning of this game. Now, don't need a second guess. Rocksmith is Calvard's president. I'm convinced the Foundation is secretly part of the 13 factories for the longest time. People even thought Novartis was actually the late professor. Yeah, I now am realizing that's probably potentially what that is, not signifying, but leaning towards, that the Foundation has some sort of deep connection, deep ties to the 13 factories, or has some sort of like informational exchange with them. The Liberal arc had a bit of a golden glow because of the aureole. The Azure tree is probably blue because of the blue Ploroma grass. Giving Manager Juan all of the peculiar dishes gives you a, I was supposed to cook. We'll cook together. Let me see. And then we have our sweep. Reminder to read. Oh, this is also the reading episode. We might not get nothing done this episode. We'll make it to the final dungeon, I promise. We might not make it much further. Gakoma saying, I don't know why, but Sally giving Lloyd her hat hit me so hard. Such a cute moment. It hit me too. Like, she took off that and I was like, oh! She used to not gel with us at all. And now she's like, that's my friend. And that's my SSS. Final sweep, says Signs and Stories, and saying how sad it feels at the end of this arc. I always end up dragging my feet going to the final dungeon because I love this world building too much. You called Grimwood a villain because of that closed door very early on in Zero, and it's been so funny to watch your somewhat wild guess be completely substantiated. Yeah, hey look. I'm all for just tossing out a couple of wild guesses. Some of my wild guesses, and I'm willing to say a good chunk of my wild guesses have been on point this time. Some of them, Bales, I'm sorry. Honestly, Sergey, I'm sorry, because I suspected you at some point too. And you know what? I think that's kind of just what I've learned from Trails games at this point in time. If you have a portrait, I'm suspicious of you. Until proven otherwise, and I will find a reason to be suspicious of you. So you better believe once Cold Steel hits, everyone who's got a little face, they're on my list of people to suspect for shenanigans. I will find a reason to suspect every single one of them, and some of those reasons might end up being correct. I look forward to calling story bits for Cold Steel 4 halfway through Cold Steel 1. That is hilarious. If you asked me 6 months from now, I would have said you chose Noel to begin with, but no. Causality manipulation required. Also, no judgment. Save scumming is fair and valid. I'm about to do it myself to get all the bonding achievements that I'm missing. Very nice. Very good. I wasn't in it for the achievements. I was in it because this is the wrong reality. I'm about to save scum on my island. I'm not. Lloyd is dating Dainty Miku, which is crazy. And Keppa, congratulations once again on the Otno theory. It's insane how you called Grim from so early. So some people, and that's once again, that's my scope. Everyone who shows up who has a face sprite, I suspect you of wrongdoing. Because so far in these games, in the, I guess, 2, like, full Trails entries that we've done, 5 games technically, 2 entries. They've always had someone that's had a face sprite who I've just been like, huh, maybe I shouldn't trust you. Be that Colonel Ricky Bobby, or more notably, the Professor. And then going forward, I've just kind of suspected everybody. I was like, I can't trust nobody in this game. I couldn't even 100% trust Joshua in this game, in the first set of games, and I was like, he got some bad backstory, but now I know his backstory real bad. Poor boy. Anywho. I think that's just, I'm used to, not used to. I am, I really don't want to say I'm sussing everybody, but I think out the gate, the second I start a game, I think I'm sussing everybody. Like, I don't know if you guys remember when I first started this game. Not Azure, but like the first time I started, I even remember this because I was like, I'm gonna keep this person in my head. They weren't anything, by the way. But the start of the game was something, so I'm glad that that was something, actually. When we first started, not Azure, 0, I was like, I've woken up from a dream. I bet you someone on this train has to do with the rest of this game. That wasn't right, but the dream itself was very important. and in reality, me being suspicious of every regular no-face NPC on that train, I think I remember somebody who had like green hair. I was like, I'm gonna look out for green hair the rest of this game. And I saw some green hair. It wasn't the right shade though, regardless. Anywho. You also called Dieter being a puppet, more of a puppet than a key member. I kind of backed off of that as soon as I realized that he wasn't on Gnosis. I really did think, I thought that he was going to be on Gnosis and Bell was using him. Because I thought Bell was going to be like the big bad of this game. There were times where I thought Bell somehow, some way might have shot Guy. But it just, I really just wanted to believe in Dieter, dude. So I was like, I feel like this almost, it felt like, to me, it felt like Dieter was removed from the Dieter I talked to in that Justice speech. And I'm glad that Justice speech kept coming back, and I'm gonna not talk about this for so long. But I'm glad that Justice speech kept coming back. And then, like, I saw him, and I think he was on my list of suspects as well, and then I saw him, like, donating something or visiting the hospital and donating something, and I was like, he can't be bad. He can't be bad. I love him. He is my guy. That Dieter was cool, and then I felt like it was either he's getting driven to an absurd point of justice, which was technically the truth, and I guess you can kind of see that with how he took over, the mayoral position. But when that happened, I was like, he's still just acting as like a normal mayor up until a little bit later. So I thought like that shift to when he was in power, it was less of the like potentially, it was less of him literally changing, and I was gonna say more of, it feels like maybe he is under the effect of Gnosis. That was not right. And when I saw his eyes blue in that other portrait, I was like, y'all, I did it. I figured it all out. And then when everyone was like, his eyes are actually supposed to be brown, I was like, man, I can never do nothing. But I was actually still doing things. I think I appreciate the credit. I personally feel like I'll take 99% credit for freaking for Homeboy, for Grizzly Grim. That I just ain't trust that room, and I was sure right. It's little things in this game now, because like really in these games, if there's a locked door, you do go into it at some point. And that was one of the only locked doors in the game that we haven't gone into. And it stayed that way throughout the next game, and I was like, I don't like that. You gotta show me what's in there, buddy. And the fact that I couldn't go in there like when he was not in the room either was a little jarring to me, but whatever. That has got to be one of my favorite villains ever. Love that dude. Stayed consistent to his beliefs from the beginning. We just never knew how ambitious he really was. That's the big thing. That is the big thing. He's done a lot wrong, to be honest, not that much. The raid is definitely the worst thing. And we can debate the ethics of the ion attack on Erebonia. The raid caused Ilya to be hospitalized like that, and my boy Big D, the real Big D. But I digress. That's the big stuff. Of course, there's a lot more questionable stuff. As for the cult, we can't really blame the guy for what his family did for generations before him. That I agree with, but if he didn't know about it, then he did have the power to stop it, but I think Bell might have stopped him, is the problem. By the way, when they said that Grizzly Grim had a hand in manipulating the cult, they might be referring to the incident at the end of Zero, since that definitely played into the Otno's plans. It helped Dieter get elected, and Kia away from Yoshim, and the incident that was caused by someone stealing Kia. I don't think they meant that Grim had a hand in the cult since its inception. That would require a lot of explaining. I was gonna say, I was like, that's a lot. That goes back way more than like the 15 years, you know what I mean? That makes more sense. One reason I love Azure is that we're presented with a big villain coalition of people and factions with different motives, working together out of convenience. We kind of have literally every archetype of villain here. Pure evil, tragic, pathetic, delusional. I'm always a sucker for villains, any type, so I enjoy a game with so many different ones. It makes it easier to enjoy the story, even if you didn't vibe with one of the antagonists. You have 7 others to potentially enjoy, which is true. This game, and you know, I'm actually going to give myself a little bit more credit, because it is like a whole coalition of, and it's not a whole coalition of cross-bellings specifically. The Otno was real. It's so real. I did not include the Red Constellation, the Otno. They were out of my, they are more like pawns of the Otno at this point. Vald, I couldn't have predicted, for real, but I saw his face on the screen too, you know what I mean? Anywho, in particular, the Red Constellation will forever be a memorable one for me. Such an objectively terrible group of people, and the amount of killing we've seen them do on the screen is higher than any other villain so far. Really helps sell them as a threat, and the love the Orlando drama. The Famiglia drama is real. The main question right now is, what do Arios and Grimwood want? Oh my gosh. I think last time I said something along the lines of, they want to create a world where they bring back their loved ones from the dead. That's it. And I thought that was just the reason why Grim was doing this. It's probably the reason Arios is doing this too. That didn't click for me until I read, the main question is, right now, what do Arios and Grimwood want? That's it. 100% that's it. From everything we've learned, it seems that they're in the protect crossbow camp of the Unknown, but it begs the question why they're backstabbing Dieter, since he also wants that. Could he simply be that Dieter has failed and has been defeated? They just don't need him rather any longer, which is pretty plausible. Even then, Dieter didn't seem to know about the Azure tree, so they definitely kept part of the plan from him. Why? Is it because they intend to protect Crossbow in a way that even Dieter wouldn't approve of? What does the Azure tree even do? What does the Azure tree even do is a really good question. It is not something I've thought of. I just thought it was like, hey, it's Akia. I need to talk to you guys. I've seen 2 Azure trees in 2 games that I've played on this channel this week. In Genshin, and we've talked about how Nodcry in Genshin is essentially kind of like, not loosely based, but has some inspirations from Trails. Well, let me tell you, last week it didn't click to me until after I had finished. But when that Azure tree popped up, that was not the first Azure tree that popped up out of nowhere. In a game that I played that week, dude. Oh man, me in editing, if you could put a picture of the Genshin tree that popped up. Crazy work. Regardless, I'm gonna go put some eye drops in, and we're gonna get playing. And we'll probably get reading. So, I will be right back. Yes, let's finish our sweep. We finished inside the city. Outside of, oh man, peculiar dishes. Man, I really wish there was a, like, I wish these would, like, get removed. You know what I mean? I assume I did the newest one. Famous last words. Regardless, what we're gonna do is I will cook every single dish and get a good and a bad version of each. At the very least, this actually might be the one thing that we're missing. I'm gonna have to fight some mobs too. I'm going to kind of walk around and... Did I talk to you? Status report. Wait a minute. Oh, I was gonna say, how do I get around anymore? I don't have my thing. I can use these. What I am going to do is I'm going to walk to... I'm gonna walk to Belgard Gate. Do I have... I think I still have, like, enemies to fight too, don't I? Yeah, I got 3 of these. Goodness gracious. I'm in Nox Forest, right? Might as well handle this one. This is Nox Forest. Just in the forest? Okay, fair enough. I do not have anybody with the thing that I can see monsters. Let me go and get Wazzy. That's the only reason I would not walk right now. To change party members. Beam me up. We're gonna come back down here. I'm gonna go get Wazzy. Thank you. We should get back. And also, you do that. Great, that's okay. Travel, and we're gonna go back to here. I don't know if Wazzy... I think I took it off of everybody here because it was no longer necessary to see the monsters on the map. I think. No, I guess it's on Wazzy. Whatever. Good. I assume it's in the actual forest. Ooh, okay. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Look at boy work. I do wish that would have given us, like monster parts, because I'm gonna have to fight some things, is what it comes down to. I don't know what we're gonna have to fight, though. There's a chest in one of these two areas, isn't there? Maybe we should try and do that, too. Not there. Okay, maybe I've already fought the one that's here. Whatever. Oh no, I don't have the chest viewy thing. No, that just pops up on the map regardless. The area going down is here. Now, this thing is in the Nox, really in Nox Forest? I doubt it's down here, right? Okay, it's nice that we can, like, one-shot those things, too. Which means we can probably one-shot this guy. Turn around. I do need to fight some things, to be honest. Just because I need ingredients. But it's gonna be very easy to... They're just giving me U material, dude, which is actually not terrible either. Okay, whatever. Everybody just hit him. Reviving Balm. Over there. Thank you, Ellie. My big problem is I actually don't know if this thing is even in this area. You know what I mean? Oops. That's fine. Poor guy. I dropped. That's kind of neat. Yeah, I didn't get. I'm not getting any items for real, for real. Up here. This area was always decked out in Pluroma grass. Is that right? I don't know if that's true. I'm trying to remember. Also, my thing is, oh, it is in this little area. Hold on a minute. It's back here. Very cool. Yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, there's 5 of them? That's hilarious. Hilarious. Over here, buddies. Got him. Got him. The problem, and I guess it's not a problem, but I am going to use an art to analyze because, well, Magikong. Now, I don't exactly know what Magikong is, but I guess we're about to find out together, huh? Sparkdyne, you know what? Just pop this. Why not? Oh, they want fire, but whatever. Oh, it's about to hurt. It's about to hurt bad. Oh, that hurt you bad. Wait a minute, y'all can't. That's against the rules. Do it again. Hey, you guys, get over here. Hey, look. And you do this too. Oh, she's about to smash, actually. She's gonna get the crit too. Go ahead, girl. They're dead. Oh, most of them are. Yeah, just shoot that one. Yeah. And he went after the wrong buddy, dude. Alright, great. Very good. And what do we get? Beast flesh. There's 3. Okay, great. And a silver gem from that. That's good. Then I'm gonna get out of here. Because this is not the place where I want to be. At least to train and get... Not train. To get items to cook. That is not my... The heck, am I lost? Oh, the twisty-turny passageways. Yeah, I have to go down here. What? Am I still lost? I guess so. Am I on the first or the... I'm on the second map. So I would like to go up here. Going around here and then going through... Now this takes me towards the ending boss for this, right? I don't want to go that way. I remember because I did a lot of grinding in this area and I beat up this enemy a bunch of times while grinding. So I need to... How do I get back to the left? It's not this way. I think I actually have to loop around. Now that I'm remembering. It's looping around, going through this tree. Whoops. And there should be 3 of the plant enemies over here, or 2. Oh, it's the snaky bird enemies, or snaky egg enemies. Dragon egg enemies, whatever. This is now my way out. Excusez-moi. Through here. There's the rope. And I think this is a shortcut towards the entrance, right? Or am I tripping? I may be tripping. Tripping is what I've done in the past. Yes, this is excellent. Get me out of here. I'm never coming back here again. They can't make me. And if they somehow do, I simply won't do it. Thank you, fight me. Very good. 5-color miso. Every fight is good. What else do we... Where else do we have to go? Ancient Battlefield and East Crossbow Highway. So we're gonna be going all over the place is what it sounds like. Get over here. Yeah, sure, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? Hey, have I not scanned these guys? Really? Cancel, because I need you to scan this guy, because apparently I haven't scanned him. That's hilarious. If I scan any of these dudes, maybe not. Maybe not. Huh. Now, I've definitely scanned these guys, huh? Right? We'll find out. He did give me a whole bunch of stuff, which is nice. Huh? Turn around. Okay, never mind. Just explode. We want to go to Belgard Gate first, I suppose. Huh? Yeah, I guess at this point in the game, you're pretty much one-shotting everything. You know, it's weird. I feel like those guys were almost always just aggressive to me, but I guess no longer. What do I have at Belgard Gate? Just talking to a couple of people and Commander Bales. Oh, I need to issue her a distinct apology. Get over here. I think these guys drop something that I've needed in the past. Clear gelatin, yes. Every single one of those I see, we gotta fight very quickly. 2 battle chain, oh my god. Perish. Oh, here's the second one. Poor guy. Very good. I actually don't know what you dropped. Probably U material and some food, if I had to guess. I should hit this. Some carrots, yeah. Okay. Hey, what's up? We need to talk to Private Brood and Commander Bales on the roof and Private Carter outside. Hey there, Randy SSS. It's been a while since I've seen you guys around, rather. Yo, Carter, how's it hanging at Belgard? Well, pretty messy to be honest, the situation being what it is. The commander has us on the lookout for a potential invasion from the Imperial Army. But seeing as Erebonia is caught up in a civil conflict right now, I don't think we'll have anything to worry about. That's true. Not to make light of war, but it may be a blessing in disguise. Still sounds pretty stressful. Try to hang in there, okay? Leave it to us. We'll show you guys what the Defense Force is all about. Our independence is invalid, our Secretary of Defense has disappeared, and the Defense Force is in shambles. But as long as we have Commander Bales to guide us, we won't be losing sight of our purpose anytime soon. Now more than ever, the CDF needs to step up and keep Crossbell safe. Thank you, buddy. I will talk to you too. My knees practically gave out when the tree appeared in the wetlands. I wish there was some way I could help, but this is too much for a lowly private like myself to handle. For now, I need to focus on upholding my duties as a Defense Force soldier. Yeah, good luck, Oh, wait. How are y'all doing? Everyone is uneasy right now, but I'm sure it'll be fine in the end. After all, Kless said he'd protect me no matter what. In return, I'm gonna do what I can to raise the guardman's spirits. Between that giant tree and the word of the president's attainment, there's a lot to be restless about. And how are you feeling, Kliss? Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing right now. all I know is I want to protect what's important to me. So here goes nothing. First things first, I need to eat up to build my strength. Can't find an empty stomach. Good for him. I like their little arc. It was cute. We love a little romance. And, ooh, I wonder if there's anything on the desk I can read. Nope. I like to, look, when people aren't in a room, I like to see if I can read things that I couldn't read before. That's the gamer in me. What are you still doing here? Oh man, you know, I never really got a sense of how crazy that is. That's crazy. We came to Belgard Gate in hopes of returning to the Empire, but no one told us the Guerrilla Fortress had been reduced to nothing. How are we supposed to get home now? Yo, how are they gonna invade? You know what I mean? I think maybe you really don't have anything to worry about, to be honest. Head on up and head on in, unless this was all a part of the plan. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm gonna talk to you last. The Imperial nobles have deployed an aerial warship for their civil war. Oh, they could just fly over. Okay, fair enough. Something like how that was paired with the Imperial's armored weapons, the Empire would be unstoppable. I can't be the only one wishing we still had ions to protect us. Yeah, that's fair. Personally, I'm glad we don't have them anymore. You tell him, Dahlia. I don't think we should be, any person rather should be allowed to wield that kind of power. What was that last part? Just looking at what's left of Guerrilla Fortress sends a shiver down my spine. That's what I felt like. It looked like I was looking at the moon, and then I was like, oh, that's a hole. What's up? Hey, Commander Bales. I'm sorry, I really thought you were a Mad X. That's on me. Ah, hello there, SSS. Are you done suspecting me of being a villain? That's my bad. Bales, look. My thing is suspect everybody. So you had to be a suspect. You were just the one of the if you might be the only suspect I had wrong. By the end, I think I had a bunch of suspects, and I think I clocked pretty much all of them correctly, and you just happen to be on the list, and I feel bad about it. I truly and sincerely, I'm gonna hit you with my deepest bow. If my head is on my forehead is on my keyboard right now. Bales, that's my bad. Quite the view, ain't it? We saw it happen too, that white ion obliterating the railway guns in a blink of an eye. She didn't do it herself, but Kia's power was the cause of this. You received some intriguing intel from the Empire that you may like to hear, though we have no way to confirm it. There are soldiers unaccounted for, but the Imperial Army is yet to confirm a single casualty of the attack. Interesting. Of the Ion's attack. Are you saying they could still be alive? Given what happened to the fortress, it would have to be a miracle. Again, that isn't confirmed, nor do we understand what happened during the attack from a scientific standpoint. Yeah, they could have gotten just teleported somewhere. There could just be a hunk of Guerrilla Fortress in rubble and shambles just somewhere around the continent. I don't know. But The matter that was affected by the white ion's ability to manipulate space may not have been destroyed per se. If that's the case, then Kia may have influenced the miracle subconsciously. She wouldn't want to hurt anybody. I am sure Ereboni is suffering enough due to war. It would be a relief if their soldiers could be returned. By the way, I heard the good news. Your operation in Crossbow City was quite a success, it seems. Ha! It went even better than we ever could have expected. Though it wouldn't have gone that way without your help, Commander Bales. You were the one who opened up a path for us to nullify the Declaration of Independence. Please, I didn't do anything of note. Everything you did, you have achieved rather, is of your own doing. I merely commanded the Crossbow Defense Force in accordance with the orders I was given by the President. Now that the state's independence has been called into questions, I may not be fit to serve in this position any longer. Wait, what are you saying? That would be going a bit overboard, don't you think? Yeah, ma'am. You're the woman for the job. You needn't worry, I fully understand what is required of me here and now. As for what I'll do when this is all over, however, that's harder to say. Hey, maybe you'll go spend some time with my boy. Maybe you'll co-run the SSS with Sergey. Anywho, get that spark flowing again, you know what I mean? I will carry out my role as commander to the best of my ability. Deputy Commander Douglas is meeting with Speaker McDowell to determine a course of action moving forward. As the CDF's commanding officer, I have to remain on full alert against the potential conflicts with the Empire and the Republic. As for what I'll do with when all of this is over, rather, that's harder to say. Regardless, for the time being, I will carry out my role to the best of my ability. I'm not entirely sure what I'll do when this is all said and done. Okay, fair enough. Huh? So she may be done. I hope that doesn't put Noelle in her position, dude. I mean, I think at this point, Mireille is probably more qualified for that position. But I digress. Let's head... I think let's try and go on foot to all of the places we still have to go. So we've been to Belgard. You can find another Zamorian ore shard on the West Crossbell Highway, where the Bright family fought the Aeons. Oh, I might have walked right past it. I actually have no idea where that is, for real. I guess we're about to find out. Very good. We're getting a lot of U material from these guys, actually. You know, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. The U material drop level from 86? Yeah, we might as well. Like, for real. I guess I would want to stand these. I'm gonna be a little smarter. Actually, I'm gonna be a little smarter. I'm gonna have you pop this immediately. No, pop this immediately. And they are even weak to her. These boys are about to get bounced. Hey, I'm willing to do this. Any of these chests that I see along the way, I am going to... She didn't get a chance to go twice in a row? That's kind of crazy. Anywho. I didn't want to do that, but whatever. Sure. It really is, we just need you. Nope, we just need you to do this again. And we won. And you float. That's fine. Hit him. Good job. I'm gonna get you. Excellent. Alright, they should all be good. Alright, what do I get from this? Saturn Bell! What do you call a crocodile wearing a waistcoat? An investigator. A badoonka-doonka-doo. I actually do kind of like that one. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Hello, I need items. Get over here. Do you have things that I need? Most likely. No, I don't think so. Okay. We'll take that. More beast flesh. Yeah, we do want to pick up all of these. You have to die. I'm not sorry. Thank you. What do we pick up? Clear gelatin. We won't need it. Keep going this way. West Crossbow Highway, where the Brights fought the Eon, or the Aeon. Where is that? Fresh egg, nice. Oh, there's two of them. That's fine. Now there's one of them. Very good, very nice. It's gonna be weird because, like, this is the last sweep. We really don't have to do any more of this. That's, I kind of miss it. I will miss it. Give me this. Nothing? Okay. Screw those guys. They blow up. Oh, there's three? I really don't want to deal with three of them, in all fairness. So you three just go do your jobs. And there we go. She flooded the whole place, which is crazy. This is kibbled salt. Great. I feel like I didn't touch this one. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I feel like that was, I feel like we were a little far away. Maybe somebody's foot touched it, but, like, I don't think our main party member touched it. Very good. Nothing in there, unfortunately. Hello? Thank you. Oh, a bug. Get over here. Oh my gosh, they even brought me one of these guys. Sweet. Awesome. Great. There's homegirl. Thank you, Noel. She is our healer, for real, for real. And we're just gonna keep mashing that A button. Thank you, SSS. Very good. Not super great for you have to die. Ah, phooey. I think you can actually live. I don't need to murder you guys for anything, to my knowledge. I mean, I will. Crack? No, we don't need that. All right. Anything in? Yep, there is something in here. Thank you. 8 sesame oil. That's fine. I mean, I think there is like a value in. What part of the? Nope. What part of the railroad did? We can walk down this way. Oh my gosh. Man, the railroads are messed up again. Ooh. Huh. Well, this looks pretty rough, huh? Ooh, shiny. Ooh, very nice. Yeah, it looks pretty rough over here, you guys. This don't look too good. This looks pretty bad, huh? That's not good. This is pretty messed up over here. Oh, that's... Oh, well, nope, nothing. Okay, great. All right. That's a nice little plank of wood that's there. Hey, at least this part of the tracks looks pretty okay. So the Brights aren't here? Where are the Brights, huh? They're on the city sweep at least. We'll see. I might as well continue going all the way here. And then just walk up into the... Is it gonna just take me back into the... Oh, okay. Actually, it does take me here. So there was another opportunity to come this way. To get to... So we would have been able to come back and get that book. Interesting. I didn't think you would be able to come all the way back here. Fair enough. What is here? Where am I? This is where we fought the homegirl, right? And this leads just back up to... Okay, never mind. Okay, well, we've super looped. We've looped so much that I am willing to just go back to, and we'll teleport over to, I guess, the other gate. Just to get our 2 gates out of the way. I gotta stop by the boathouse. I got to stop by the boathouse. I think they all went... Oh, no. Wasn't this girl supposed to know this? Oh, no, don't tell me. I didn't sign up for a marathon down the entire highway. Adios, I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna die. Chiruru. I met these boys near the east exit of the city, rather. They said they were headed to Tangram Gate, so I decided to bring them along as my bodyguards. But as it turned out, they were totally useless. Still, hoofing it all the way here on the highway was actually pretty thrilling. Maybe I should double back and head for Amorica now. Chiruru! We ran into a cryptid on the way here. I half expected it to kill us. At least we made it to Tangram Gate. Now we just need to cross over to the Republic. We will be able to go back, right? Never in my life have I had this kind of treatment. I'd better not be too late for us to cross back over to the Republic. Even with the barrier gone, we didn't have to any actual kind of car to get home with. That girl we ran into offered us offered to guide us here, but then our cryptid showed up out of nowhere. I should have known hitchhiking would have been easier. Chiruru, good job. They deserve it. I'm glad they got some, not some comeuppance. I think the cryptid should have devoured their souls, but you know, it is what it is. The Hobblets in their guard, talk to a Private No outside, and then Private Garrison on the roof. The Republican army seems to have gone on standby in response to that blue tree appearing. Even still, caution is an absolute must. Now that barrier, we have no barrier or ions to back us up. At this point, the CDF is Crossbow's last bastion of defense. We need to be as vigilant as humanly possible. I can talk, I promise. You guys, wait, I just remembered. We're not supposed to arrest you anymore. I wonder what the Defense Force even aimed to accomplish in the end. When it was established, it felt like the CGF had finally found its pride, or at least that's how I saw it. They sold us a dream, one that we're only beginning to wake up from now. Oh, dang. You know, I guess a lot of people felt that way. I was gonna say, heck, Noelle probably felt that way, but I actually don't think she had 100% of that feeling. I think she had some of that determination and spirit, but not quite the... Hold on. You got anything in here that I can read? No? Okay, fair enough. I like to read. Let's head to the roof. Yeah, I always come all the way over here expecting it to be the roof. I know I need to go up the stairs. Oh, hey, you. With the future being as uncertain as it is, Deputy Commander Douglas has gone to the city to figure out what our plan should be going forward. Between that big blue tree and the potential invasion from the Empire or the Republic, or both, we've got a lot of problems on our hands. Keep in mind, it could still be both. How much will the Defense Force will be able to help remains to be seen. But I'd like to do whatever I can to keep hope alive. Good for her. And... there it is. We're continuing to monitor the Republic per Deputy Commander's orders. That said, it was only with the power of the islands we were able to keep the major powers' armies at bay before. The next time they press us, we probably won't be able to stop them. Oh, man. That tree, I bet you can see it from every point in the state. It appearing out of nowhere seems like something out of a fairy tale. What's gonna happen to Crossbell next? Your guess is as good as mine. My unfortunate truth is, if that tree disappears, I feel like that's like the flag to say, hey, let's go attack. You know what I mean? So let's go to Amorica, and we'll walk to Amorica just because on the way, we do need to stop by the West Crossbow Highway, and we'll beat up a couple of monsters as well. And go to the boathouse, for real, for real. Hey, even this guy's running away. He used to be pretty tough, huh? But not tough enough, not anymore. Got anything good for me? A lot of U material. Okay, well maybe it is actually really easy to grind for some U material nowadays. Because I feel like these guys have a much higher chance to drop it than I thought. Mayhaps, maybe. Perhaps indeed. Hey, you just hit him twice, thank you. Well, he didn't drop any that time, so I take it all back, huh? I take it all back, huh? You give me this. Thank you. 3 dark mushrooms, very nice. The boathouse is here. Oh yeah, I even changed the sign to Imperial Fishing Club. I didn't notice that. That's very cool, very neat, huh? Hello, Imperial Fishing Club. You guys didn't leave. You stayed in Crossbow. Hooray! I guess they even said they would actually. Well, I didn't think I'd find you here, Lake Lord. I believe you said we were free to use this boathouse as we see fit. You have no right to complain now. Of course not. A promise is a promise. Still, this place ain't exactly convenient. You know, you're welcome to join us at the branch office in town, right? Please, we haven't fallen so low that we need charity from the likes of you. Darn it all, we're supposed to be mortal enemies. Why is he acting so chummy? It's unbecoming is what it is. He won't win me over that easily. With his handsome face and charcoal smooth voice. Charcoal smooth? It takes resilience to live out here for over a month the way these two have. Looks like they've been drying fish and foraging for wild edible grass to scrape by. That deserves some kind of respect. And you, ma'am? I'd forgotten that man Certain was only allowing us to stay here. He's ruined our precious alone time, and for that he's going to pay. Hey, you might want to let them do their thing, because she is down bad for the boy. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. And when she specifically is down bad, someone's about to go down. I meant to just attack that guy, but whatever. We're gonna get some fish fillet, whatever. 1 fish fillet, by the way. Despicable, disgusting, and downright insulting. I have no idea where on the ancient battlefield this creature is going to be. I do want to periodically check the map to see if there's a chest lingering about, because I'm sure there's a chest that we... I don't know if there's a chest that we forgot about or didn't get yet here. But I'm sure there's a chest that we didn't get about... even you're running away from me, buddy? I actually don't want to fight this guy, though. He has the potential for the insta-kill. Forget that. And no chest there. Okay. Come back through here. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure there's one at the ancient battlefield. It is going to be a kind of we'll see moment. I also don't think the folks at the ancient battlefield are going to run from us. Although, I mean, we're almost level 100. Us beating Aryan Rod, I mean, that's kind of what's up, isn't it? Walk around here, give me this, 10 water sapith, through here, and this should be the gate to the ancient battlefield. Ancient battlefield, you have to perish. Respectfully. You guys go attack this guy. And they're now dead. Give me a little bit of that clear gelatin. Hot pepper? Okay, well, whatever. That's fine too, I suppose. Hello? Creatures on the ancient battlefield, hello! Well, they're not here. I wonder if it's actually, like, at the gates of the ancient battlefield. That's where I would gamble. Oh, they are running from us. I don't know if I'm going the way that I want to. I am. I wanted to go directly to the Sun Fort. No. Huh. Okay. Because this is like the actual gate to the Sun Fort, right? I guess I don't want to come here. Huh. Okay. And just so I'm not tripping, right? Ancient Battlefield. Dark Legend. Okay, well, I guess we'll fight this one. You will hit him twice, and he will have a bad time. Thank you. And then everyone wail away on this one. And he's gone. Very good. More beast flesh. We got a lot of, well, not a lot. We've gotten a fair bit of beast flesh on this return journey. Excuse me. Well, I really don't want to fight any of them, for real, if I can avoid it. Still no enemy here, which is weird to me. Because we're kind of reaching out. Oh, it could be. I think I don't know if I do know where it is, actually. I think there's another portion of this ancient battlefield that. I mean, you know what? Let us actually take a peek down here. I mean, I know Homeboy is not in here. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to make sure, you know. What if someone else answered the door saying, hello. What are you doing here? And special support section. We also have not saved in a little bit. And your boy loves a little saving. Saving the day. Yeah, around, I was gonna say around this corner, but I actually don't know where the heck this is. This boss of the ancient battlefield. Because I was thinking it might be around this corner, but that's not the case. It must be, maybe the actual door to the Sun Fort is open, and maybe it's actually inside the Sun Fort, mayhaps. Because, yeah, your boy just doesn't see it. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Sure. Hey, rude. Thank you. It's almost like it didn't even matter. Murder. You can hit that guy. And good dodge on that, Ellie, because you're not the dodging queen. You can dance. You can jive. Having the time of your life. Ooh, see that girl. Watch that scene. Digging the dodging queen. Oh, you know what? There is one like area in the middle here that goes up to the Sun Fort that might have the boss. Just right in front of the Sun Fort. Oh no, it is over to the left. Okay, fair enough. Thought it would be right in front of, but I guess not. Hello, Dark Legend. Where? That's fine. Do it one more time. Fool. Thank you. Shooting birds out of the sky. Excellent. And one last hit. Free. Okay, and we're about to. We don't have a burst, but we are about to smash. I think there was actually a boss or something here last time, wasn't there? Oh, there's a chest here too. But I have a couple of fights here. Do I want to do the chest first? I want to do this guy first. Alright, Lloyd, you know what to do. I'm here. Hello. I think I got a Grail Locket and I never equipped it on anybody. Okay, so we are going to Fortuna the girls. For right now, you are going to... I'm gonna actually this time use this to analyze Dark Legend. Cool. And you are going to... do that. Excellent. Yep, and go one more time. Very good, everyone. You can go ahead and flood the place. Well, flooding isn't really gonna work. In fact, I guess her thing shouldn't have worked either, but you know what? You go ahead and put that tower right there. We'll have a great time. Yeah, set it up again. Why not? Well, I know why not, because we are going to have to fight one of the chest enemies in a second. And that may not be fun, but hopefully we will have, we're not gonna have full burst. But we're gonna have close to full burst, which is gonna be nice. Free! Alright, what does this give me? Useful. Useful. Gold gem. Gold gem. Oh, well, thank you. A couple of those tomatoes. Hello. Oh, what? This is a regular one of these chests? Oh my gosh, never mind. Lloyd, go do your job. Raging spin over here. Thank you. Apparently I just didn't open this one. That's my bad. I thought it was one of the fancy ones, dude. Thought we were about to have a fancy time. Hold on a minute, that guy hit Lloyd. That's against the rules. And because of that, he turned one of them into stone. Very good. Intimidation. Thought you could get more, did you? Sorry, pal. No duplicates. Chess la vie. Or would it be che la vie? That's not what I wanted. I don't know why I didn't do the other one. It is what it is. Okay, anywho. Let's go to Amorica now, that we have the second monster taken care of. We've beaten a fair few monsters on the way, which is nice, so we will, I wonder, can I open the door still? No? Okay, fair enough. I don't care to fight them, so we will just go straight all the way. I do have a strong habit of just saying, hey, you know what? Well, I was gonna say I have a strong habit of murder him, thank you. Going to a place and saying, haha, I actually think I know where this thing is, where instead the thing that I'm looking for is 4 steps in front of me, but I turn around and say, I actually think it might be over this way. Chess la vie. Thank you. Hot peppers. Okay, yeah, I think I actually will be able to cook most of what we need purely based on breaking boxes and breaking these vases, or pots rather. Very Zelda of us. Thank you. Sharp cheese, that's kind of nice. It's like I don't know if I would trust sharp cheese from some random box on the road, but hey, who am I to judge? You know what I mean? Who am I to judge box cheese? Do you trust box cheese? Maybe you guys out there trust, you know, cheese from a random box on the side of the highway. I'm not here to judge. If you want your box cheese, go get your box cheese. I wouldn't advise doing it in the summertime. That cheese is just gonna be a soupy mess. But I digress. There's a box over here that I will be breaking, and it will be giving me more clear gelatin. We love to see it. Scooping and snooping around here. This is to Amorica, correct? And hello, village. How you feeling? Just what on Goddess's green earth is that tree off in the distance? It don't matter which way you slice it. That just ain't normal. All I want to do is take my drives rather in peace again. You telling me those days are over forever? Well, it might be. At this rate, who knows what's gonna happen to Crossbell? Yeah, that's my big thing. What do I think is gonna happen to Crossbell? I think the easy answer is like, I was gonna say the easy answer is Erebonia, like, and Calvard have a civil war in it. You guys gonna talk about Colin? A massive tree pops up out of nowhere, but Camille and Pulley are as relaxed as ever. Still, that's one of the reasons I like him so much. I'll have to be ready to reel those two in, though, if anything bad happens. Yeah, that's fair. The grown-ups are all freaking out, but I think the tree's the coolest thing ever. Climbing up that big, something that big would be super duper fun, I bet. We're gonna have to climb up it. And I have a feeling that, what kind of legendary bugs are in those branches is hilarious, by the way. I hope we don't have to fight some legendary bugs. Colin went home to the city with his dad, but he promised to come back and play again someday. Correct. Now, who do I need to talk to here in the village, actually? Bracer Scott into the big room in the inn with Wazzy in the party and talk to Reese and Kevin after the scene. Oh, well, we have Wazzy in the party. I lucked out there. Everything there is looking good. Oh, how are you feeling about your son? I was afraid Jake would buckle under the pressure when that tree appeared, but thanks to Harold's advice, it looks like he's more motivated than ever before. My grandson's finally managed to find his mercantile spirit deep down. As long as he has that, I think he'll be just fine. Mr. Hayworth gave me some advice before he left. In times like these, our business is to do good business for the good of all. Oh, man. Okay, Hayworth. He was so right. If Gramps' store, running Gramps' store helps this village, and I'm going to give it everything I've got, it's punishment. No, it's not. It's time to do good business, actually. Hello. Where is Bracer Scott, actually? Is he in the village? I mean, he's clearly in the village somewhere. Oh, there he is. He's looking out into the very azure blue lands. I've been looking for a way to deal with the pleroma grass in the lotus fields. Problem is, the moment you weed it out, it grows right back. If only we could get rid of it altogether. Agreed. Removing these plants should be top priority, seeing as they're known to cause cryptids to appear. Yeah, I'm gonna try some things out and see if I make any progress. Oh, by the way, there's something I want you all to know. It's time. I'm ready to set a date and tie the knot with Pearl. Yes! 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 But this is the end of the game, so I don't think we're going to see any payoff to this, at least for a fair few games, because we're not going to come back to Crossbow unless they honeymoon in Arabonia, which sounds like a terrible idea right now. I haven't actually brought it up to her yet with everything going on, but preparations are already underway. Oh my, congratulations to you both. Thanks. I think this is the latest round of drama. This latest round of drama, rather, reminded me of how much I love her. She's the one I'm fighting to protect. You'll all get your invitations once the date is set. I hope you get back. You better. Hey, I'm gonna clear my calendar, boy. I'm gonna take some days off. Hey, invite me to your bachelor party, Scott. You better believe I'm gonna be there. We are about to have a ball, baby. I've kept Pearl waiting long enough. I'm finally ready to set a date and get married. For me, being a bracer isn't just about protecting Crossbow. I've always been fighting to protect her too. Good. I'm so happy for you, Scott. I even said earlier, just before this happened, I like a little romance. How are you two doing, father and son? None of us could have expected to take things to take a turn like this. Crossbow's burgeoning growth, as a trade city, and forceful bid for independence has stirred up the entire continent. It's possible that this is all retribution for pursuing so much wanton innovation with the little regard for tradition. Even then, that's no reason to sit back and accept it for what it is. Say this really is a trial from Idios. She could be testing us to see if we can overcome it. Maybe so. Perhaps it's time I change my rigid ways of thinking. Actually, what if these all have just been trials from Idios? What if Idios' gifts were truly, like, trials for the future instead? Idios would be one crazy lady. But you know what? She's like, what, Mother Idios or something? You know what I mean? Like, that's a mother. We'll continue. Hey, actually, girly, how's the on the rice feeling today? I never used to pay much mind to Keith's advances, but he surprised me this time. Can't believe I'm saying it, but he's more the man than I gave him credit for. I guess I owe the guy an apology for cracking up at him, rather. What'd you say? Truth be told, a guy like me can't make heads or tails of that tree, but it's not going to stop me from protecting Sealy no matter what. I told her that, rather, and she laughed right in my face. She can laugh as much as she wants. I meant what I said. I'm going to protect her no matter what. At least she's going to apologize. You know what? Fair enough. The big room. Hello. He's resting. Wait, is that Reese? So this is where you two have been. The SSS. Hey, sup, Wazzy, Lloyd. How's it going? We heard about your victory. Yeah, big ups for shooting that flying ion out of the sky. It is truly a spectacular feat. Well done. Thanks. We didn't exactly come out of it unscathed, though. I had to go all out. I'm pretty drained right now. It's gonna take me a bit to recharge. Abbas did mention something about that. The power you have comes at a great cost, correct? Let me guess, you channeled your Stigma's power into the Merkaba and released it all at once. Oh, Kevin, how reckless can you get? The last thing the Gralsritter needs is a 5th spot to be vacant again. It was that dangerous? It was. Stigmas are the source of forbidden power that is difficult rather, for the human body to contain. There's a limit to how much it can be released at one time. A Dominion would never be so foolish or reckless as to push that limit, not a responsible one anyway. She's reached. I said I was sorry. Give me a break already, will you? We had that touching moment. We're done. She's really got your number. You should learn a thing or two from him and actually listen to Abbas for once. In other news, that's actually really funny too. How about our last second twist down in the wetlands, huh? The Azure tree, a miracle born of mankind's obstinance. Ooh. Fair. It's unthinkable that any being apart from Eidos could manifest something like that. And at its core is Kia's power. That's right. In all honesty, we have yet to come to terms with it ourselves. But even still, we plan to close this case our way. It's personal for us. We gonna shut that tree down, bring our baby back, bring Arios back, and bring the rest of them to prison. Not just as the SSS, but as Kia's family. I say prison. One of them is gonna die. Probably Belle. I don't think Dyer would want that, though. I never doubted. You made your stance pretty clear the last time we were face to face. Our Merkaba's gonna be out of commission for a while. We'll come lend a hand though if we can get up and run. If we can get it back up and running. Okay. Hopefully you do. And even if we don't, rather, I know Eidos will be protecting you. Be careful, everyone. You got it, Risa. We'll just be going then. Or will we? Hello. Our Merkaba is going to be out of commission for a while. We'll come lend a hand, though, if we can get it back up and running. And Wazi, you better not do anything too crazy out there. Take it from me, and blow through your power all at once, and it's going to hurt. If it doesn't outright kill you, that is. Right. I'll take that to heart. Oh, yeah. Before I forget, hey, Lloyd, take this. Oh, nice. Yo, for real? Where'd you get this? I found it in the Ion, where the Ion crashed, rather. It broke off as a part of the impact. I think... I picked it up rather thinking it might be able to put good use to it. Hey, maybe you won't. Maybe you will. But go ahead and have it anyway. Well, if you insist. Thanks, Kev. Okay, so you just hand it up as a... I'll take a free ore, fine. During Sunday school, Kia would always talk about how much fun she was having with you all. Perhaps a squire of the Gralsritter such as myself shouldn't be interjecting with her personal feelings, but I want nothing more... than for you to bring her home and put a smile back on her face. Hey, Reese, don't do this to me. I just put eye drops in. You gotta have my eye drops about to come out. Thank you, Reese. Hers is a smile worth protecting. Yeah, okay, yeah. We're gonna get let's go get Kia. I forget everybody else. I'm going to that tree right now. They ain't gonna stop me. I'm going to that tree right now, and I'm gonna bring my... No, actually, we should probably finish our sweep. But I thought about it. Let's just go ahead and teleport to mines. Where's our last monster hunt? East Crossbow Highway. Okay. It's on East Crossbow Highway? Really? Okay. Oh, is it down in the... No, Stargazer Tower is that way. East Crossbow... East... Really? Okay. I just thought it was weird for there to be one in East Crossbow Highway and in the Ancient Battlefield, you know what I mean? Then let's go to here. We at least made it to here walking, so I think we just need to walk to the city, I guess. And I'll just take some peeks. Going through the city, looking for a big old thing. It said, I'm not tripping, right? East Crossbow Highway. Akamana. Mama say, mama sa, Akamana. Mama say, mama sa, Akamana. Okay, great. Thank you. Excellent. Perfection, more U material. Jeez Louise, I feel like we're not swimming in U material yet, but like, if I really wanted to like take a break at the end of this and not even climb the tower, but I do want to at least we can. What am I talking about? We can go to the tower and still do things in the city. We can like leave and come back. Dude, where is this other monster? East Crossbell Highway, right? You know where it might be? I hate that we don't have our car. I was like, can I take the bus? Of course the bus has been suspended right now. It might be at the boathouse. In the area that's just past the thing. Because I did not see it anywhere on the map here. And I am not going blind, to my knowledge. I got some watery eyes, but they can still see pretty good. That being said, I wasn't strictly checking for a monster on the East Crossbell Highway going up either. Oh my gosh. Terrifying. And there's nothing crazy on the map right now. And by the map, I mean the turn order. Thank you, Randall. Randolph. Orlando. Thank you. 2 more U material. Yeah, if I really wanted to grind U material, this would be the way to do it. Yeah, nothing anywhere there. I'm gonna go to the boathouse and go to that one area where the cryptid spawned near the boathouse. That's my one. Oh my gosh. That's my one guess as to where it could be. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck with you right now. I have no other ideas. There is even a spatial spot right here, which is kind of nice. But it's just a spatial spot. There's no enemy. Where the heck is this thing? I'm gonna walk down towards the gate, I guess. East Crossbell Highway, huh? That is where we are. Dang. I walked right past it, and I was not checking for it during this part, so I'm not entirely surprised I walked right past it. That's why I came through and I was like, is it on this area? It sure is. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I'll exterminate you real quick. Ooh, 5 of you. Don't mind if I do. Hey, you guys. Curse Bloink. Yeah, it's me. Okay, and you know what to do. Set them up. I mean, you can go ahead and just analyze like this. Man. Ellie, this isn't gonna do as much as I wanted to do, but it is what it is. Oh, they got some crafts? Why are they using super recovery? All of them using super recovery is crazy. You can go again. Ooh. I was trying to use the... Yeah, just do this. Oh, you stopped like 4 of them, which is dope. I was like, you know what? I bet you can stop most of these. What does Lunar Craze do? Oh, cool. Not actually that cool, because Confused outside of like... Thank you. Go for it again. Yeah, I'm about sick and tired of this, super recovery. They are very low. Lamau, he literally stopped most of them. Here we go right afterwards again. Very good. Nice. Easy peasy. That actually did net us a fair bit of experience. Noelle's actually caught up. She caught up to level 99 with everybody else. Good for her. And that is the Ruby Gem. Murder them both. And now we will walk over to, or rather teleport over to Mines. Whoops. Soon enough we will. There we go. That is for you. And that is for you. Very good. All this U material. Give me this. No, Lloyd, a little bit. There we go. Relaxing. I was expecting Sabbath, because that's what it almost always is when it comes to this game. And the shiny ones that's on the ground and not inside of one of these. Fresh milk. Don't mind if I do. I think actually, even if I'm not doing that, I should be doing these, because that is technically money. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna come around here. Is this like even exposed to sunlight? I don't know how we can get the Merkaba here, you know what I mean? Whatever. Amorica, here we come. I think the last place we have to visit, not Amorica, what am I doing? Mines. Go back. Is Mines not the last place, but Mines the last place before like St. Ursula and Michelin. You know what I mean? Okay. Man, I feel like I'm not ready, dude. I mean, I am ready, but there are like 3 more things that I need to do. I need to read that book. Let's go to Mines. This is the last place. Man. Okay. How you doing, Amy? Well, what's with that pale blue tree in the distance? Mines is one of the highest places in the state, and it's even taller, and it's still taller rather. It's crazy. Grandma's history buff around here, and she's never even seen anything like it. I'm starting to get jitters. If only you had some big strong man to protect you. But she never got her romance arc fulfilled. Poor girlie. This weird big tree popped up out of nowhere, but Daddy's been smiling ever since the mine opened back up. As long as Daddy's happy, that makes me happy too. Aw, Kimmy. All the folks in Mines are real proud of our mine. It's that pride that'll carry us through the rough times, no matter how crazy things get. I'm sure you all have something you can't give up on too. Never forget that. You're dang right, and we can't give up on our sweet baby girl Kia. We gonna get her. We're gonna get her back. If it's the last thing we do, gonna get her back. We gotta see it through. I don't know. There's a song like that in some show. Likely from the 90s or early 2000s. Gotta get you back. I gotta see it through. Gotta get you back if it's the last thing I do. It's from a show. I think it might be from That's So Raven. Anywho, Luca says, Gantz and Marla look weirdly giddy while they were on their way to work. I bet they're planning to throw a party tonight to celebrate the mines we are opening. Geez, what a pain. But considering everything else going on outside the village, it's a relief to know that some things never change. Fair enough. Well, I'll be here tonight anyway, so I may as well enjoy myself. I'm glad she's enjoying herself at the party tonight. After all that commotion down south, a couple of exhausted bracers and a crying girl showed up here. No. I'm guessing they were a part of the group that freed Crossbow City. We're happy to host them for as long as they need. Any allies of the resistance are allies of ours. Do I need to talk to anybody in here with anybody specific? I don't think so. I would kind of like to have Risha in the party for this, but I don't know who I want to take out. I guess Noelle. Do I want to do that now? We'll save. I don't think Risha would have anything entirely different to say. Let's talk to the homies. Oh, hey guys. Hello. Joshua. Hello. Estelle, Joshua. So this is where you went after the operation. Where'd you guys laid waste to one of those aeons? Indeed. With Patter Matter, you all must make for a formidable team. Yeah, haha. Well, it's true that we wouldn't be here if not for his sacrifice. Huh? Come to think of it, where's Ren? Fast asleep. Who's this old man? Oh, is it George? George! Bonk, bonk, bonk. Yo, go, my Meister, yeah! Alright, anywho. Meister George! We weren't aware you were here. Ah, well, I am, at their request. Despite the chaos outside, I couldn't stay away after Patter Matter's death. The Archaism died? Wait, so you mean... Yeah, he grabbed that blue ion, dragged him up into the clouds with him, and then he self-destructed. Completely of his own volition. So that's what happened. That machine opted to sacrifice itself. So Patter Matter... She's been probably been crying for hours, huh? Poor girl must be tuckered out by now. Of course she is. Those two were so close, rather. They were practically inseparable. Patter Matter resigned itself to its fate. I cannot help but admire the heart it displayed in choosing to give its own life to protect the girl. As a doll maker, I couldn't be prouder. Meister. We've been getting reports about what's going on. Things have gotten worse, haven't they? We'd be happy to lend you some help once we fully recovered. You know what that means? Once we get to the top of that tree, and we need some Deus Ex Machina, Father Kevin is gonna show up. Reese is gonna show up. Joshua, he gonna show up. Estelle gonna show up. Hey, even Ren about to show up. Hey, even Meister George about to pop in and be like, and I'm here too. Thanks, you two, but you don't have to worry about that. No, they might, because we might need help. We are outnumbered. Do you know what kind of group they have? Dude, your health should be your top priority right now. Take all the time you need. I'm not saying we want to end up like little Missy's doll, but taking kiddos back something we got to do on our own. No holds barred. We can respect that. Good luck, you guys. Be careful out there. May the goddess, the goddess protect you all. Alright, what's up, girlies and boys? You guys better be careful out there. Give them a good fight, but please don't end up like Patter Matter. You got that? I'm about to grab... I'm gonna take Belle by the headlock, and I'm gonna fly up into this guy, and I'm gonna self-destruct. She probably survived. Yep, loud and clear, Estelle. You know, we probably wouldn't be alive and kicking right now either if it weren't for the big guy. We should have thanked him at the doll studio while we still had the chance. Yeah, I wish I could have gotten to spend more time with him too. Don't worry about Rin, by the way. She's grown a lot stronger over the last 6 months. She's not alone anymore. I know she can make it through this. That's great to hear. That is... Admittedly, it is... She considered Patter Matter like her only... not her only true ally. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Let's keep it a buck. For a while, she considered Joshua a true ally. She considered Love a true ally. But for a while, she didn't have either one of them, so Patter Matter was really, really all she had. Please, give her regards when she wakes up. Very good, Josh. We were told that Professor Norvatis has already left Crossbell too. Must be relieved to know that you won't have to deal with the Society from here on. To be honest, we're not even sure what their goal here was. Though from the sounds of it, they set their sights squarely on the Empire. The Phantasmal Blaze plan. Yeah, how much do you know about it? Probably not much at all, actually. You were never an enforcer, so probably not much at all, and I guess you were only really a part of it when you were, like, a real child. What they did in Crossbell may have only been the first ripple of a much larger scheme. I hope Olivier and the others are alright. Oh, when you say Olivier, you're talking about Prince Oliver, yeah? That's right, we haven't been able to get in contact with him since the Civil War in Erebonia began. That's not good. He's probably not in any danger as long as Mueller's with him, that's true. But then again, it's natural to be worried given the circumstances. Oh, that reminds me, you all should have this. More ore shard. Where'd you get this? We found it near where Patter Matter passed away. I'm assuming it broke off the ion. Maybe you can find a good use for it. I see, we'll try our best to. The Azure tree. I think whatever's going on there is on a greater scale than when the Liberal Arc showed up. Really? Interesting. Be careful, everyone. I mean, that thing is huge. But it didn't cause like the orbital shutdown phenomena, you know what I mean? Although, the start of this did cause the ion effect, I suppose is what I'll call it. Matter Matter's logic circuits were not originally designed with autonomous functionality in mind. Perhaps through its time with Ren, it acquired something akin to a soul. I've been a doll maker for decades now, but evidently I still have much to learn. Though tragic, what transpired today may have been in Ren's best interest. This feeling of genuine loss is something she was unable to process properly in the past. With this, her world now begins anew. Fair. I suppose that is fair. Matter. Why did you? Ren. You should let her rest, huh? Mama. Oh, Papa, Mama. Oh, dang, man, dude. Oh, we're leaving. We can't take this anymore. This poor kid has been through a she can't have a game where she don't go through nothing emotionally trying, dude. I thought this time it was just gonna be like, yeah, hanging with the brights. Then Matter dies. Okay, I think that is everything. Yes. Oh, Bracer Wenzel is here. Hello, Bracer Wenzel. Where is he? I figured he would be out in the open. I may have walked right. Oh, you know what? He might be in the inn. No, I was in the inn. He might be talking to the chief. Oh, he might be on the area up top, actually. Where the miners like to just stand around. Not stand around. That sounds kind of crazy. But over here. Yeah. I had to exterminate some particularly dangerous monsters when they opened the mine back up. They were nothing special compared to the magic golems or a cryptid, but still, hunting monsters solo was no easy task. Wow, that's still pretty incredible of you. Just goes to show they make bracers out of sterner stuff over in the Empire. You flatter me. Ereboni is currently embroiled in a civil war. I won't deny that my concerns over how my homeland is doing, but now's not the time for that. We have other issues lying before us. If I can't handle them now, I don't deserve to look back on the past or towards the future. He never goes easy on himself, does he? No. Even with President Croy out of commission, Crossbill is still in a precarious position. I'll wait for the pair at the end to get their fighting strength back before I ask them to lend a hand. These are tough times, but that's all the more reason for us to stand tall. Fingers crossed for, well, all of Crossbill, I suppose. What are we at? This is about an hour. We recorded for another 30 to 45 minutes, I think. So we probably are. It is already an hour and 15, so we're probably at our 2-hour mark already. So we'll probably go for another hour-ish. And we'll probably end, like, at least looking at or walking into the Azure tree. This brings us to the last place that we need to go, I believe, which is... before we go there... I want to check out our... Where's our ore? We have 4 of them right now, so we need to get our 5th. And it might be at the hospital, who knows? Or it might be at Michelin Wonderland, not for nothing. Oh, never mind. There's one at the top of the Castle of Mirrors, so we will go and get that shortly. That being said, let's go to our last destination. We will finish off St. Ursula. We will go to Michelin Wonderland, and then we will... we'll finish up by reading the books, I think. Usually we do that at, like, the beginning of the episode, first and foremost. Yeah, Noel, you sit out for this one. I'm gonna save very quickly. Just because I'd like to go to Michelin first. Oh, well that's where going here would be like a, oh yes, it's time. Oh, this is on the beach? I guess, yeah, that makes sense. So Luciola is in the hotel. Oh, we still have Wazzy here? We gotta talk to that one, hey girly. Those books you have on you. Would they happen to be from the Sunshine Angie series? Angies? I see them from time to time. What, you mean these novels? They are. It just happens that we've gathered every volume. Isn't that wonderful? I've had the privilege of leafing through one of them before. It was quite an insightful read. The story is fiction, of course, but I can't help but feel a bit of a kinship with the heroine. In any case, I've decided to remain here as a spectator to these events unfolding in Crossbell. That series would make for a lovely bit of light reading to pass the time with. Should we? Not yet. Keep them. I don't know if they're still useful to us. Maybe I should hold on to them for now. Oh yeah. I would like to read them first. It's a cookbook. We've already gotten this one. Because we have all the recipes. Let me go and get the ore. She will likely give us a shard. Is the restaurant open? I didn't think so. I also don't believe there should be monsters hanging around. There might be, actually. There's all this grass around here. Mishi! And the last time we were in the Castle of Mares, there were all sorts of monsters in here, but there might not be any more, actually. I still gotta go the long way around, and there's definitely still monsters here. Pardon me. Oh man, I'm gonna have to remember how to get up this thing. I think it's just, it's not like a super duper puzzle. It's just I don't remember anything about traversing this. Go up, go round and round and round like a record, baby. Round, round, right round. Fool. I'm going back to you, actually. Get back over here. Yo. Hey, dorks. Oh. That's not what I wanted. I wanted... Did he give me a revive? That's kind of dope. Thank you. Come up here. Hey, look, you guys. It's us in the mirror. I think it would be kind of neat to have, like, one of these mirrors do something, like, crazy. Okay, well, whatever. There's that guy again. Oh, whatever. Back through here. Yep. Ring the bell. Oh, here we go. There's another shard. Can I still go through here? Nope. Okay, great. Can I go back downstairs? Yeah! No, that's not how this works. I was gonna say, I came in through here. Oh, wait, no, because this is like the normal set of stairs, right? Maybe it was just blocked from the other side and I never opened the gates to go down. I guess I wouldn't have because, I got, not murdered or anything, but I certainly was trapped. Hello. Good, so now that's open again. Not that I need it. You know what I mean? Oh, actually, that would have been a fun place to hide a chest, like if there was like a tiny little under passageway through here. Trails, if you need me to hide some chest, call me, it's your boy. Let's talk to Ilya, we'll come back. We'll read the books, we'll trade them in, and we'll make our ultimate weapons. And I think I will try to remember to, well, we can still go back into the city. So maybe I will just do the food recipes for next time. Why am I coming this way? I need to go all the way to the beach. Can I still go through here? No? Okay, I didn't think so. I just wanted to switch to the swimsuits, baby. Having a swimtastic time. Bored. I do wish, just maybe for myself, that there was a, just not a board one, there was a travel one that would just bring up the map again. Let's go to St. Ursula. Girl, you better walk in with us. My apologies, everyone. I'll have to excuse myself here. Are you sure, Risha? Still not ready, huh? Wait, Risha. Why not come with us? The least you could do is hear Ilya's voice again. Hear her voice? You don't think you'll be ready to face her until the dust is settled, right? I get why you feel that way and I respect your decision, but would standing outside of Ilya's room while we visit and hearing what she has to say go against that? It doesn't sound like a bad idea to me. We've already come this far. Can't you reward yourself just a little? Yes, keep in mind that our toughest battles are still to come. Ilya is one of the people you're fighting for. Surely it would give you strength to hear from her. I don't see why not. As long as she doesn't see you and you don't speak with her, you wouldn't be going against your vow. If you keep putting this off, it might be too late to change your mind. It might be too late by the time you change your mind. You're right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll do it then. I'll come along and stand outside the room while you visit her, if you don't mind, that is. Of course we don't. Get in here. Yeah, let's go see Ilya. Ilya. Hey, what's up, girly? The Defense Force has assigned soldiers to escort ambulances and buses along the highway. Between those injured during the martial law and those who otherwise couldn't visit the hospital, we're now nearing capacity, so we should see some full rooms. Fortunately, Ilya from the Bracer Guild came to lend us a hand. I feel like we'll be all right, rather, with her here. Very cool. Uh-oh, where's my boy? Cecile, I think I know who did it. So this is where you were, Cecile. Hey, Lloyd. Oh, yeah, we talked to Auntie Let, and she said something about, like, oh, it seemed like she has something on her mind or something. I came out to have a look at that tree for myself. I've never seen anything like it. The side of it is completely alien and yet somehow soothing, almost endearingly so. It pains me that I can empathize. Belle did say the tree itself is Kia. Put it that way, maybe it's not such an inexplicable feeling after all. Say, Lloyd, that tree's Kia, isn't it? You're all headed there, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, we are. Somewhere in that tree we'll find Kia, and as well as all the truths that we've been looking for. Including who killed Guy. Because, at this point, I think we're 100% sure that it is Grizzly Grim, but I'd like to know how it all went down. No matter how dangerous it may be, we can't turn back now. We have to keep moving forward, which was one of my theories that, before there was revealed there was like a third party. I was like, either some third person was around and killed him, or it was Arios like losing control or something, like in a real moment of weakness. I was kind of hoping it was moment of weakness, Arios, and I think maybe the fight was maybe a moment of weakness, and the shot at the end was not. I don't know. We'll see. Continue. I understand. If I'm being completely honest, I want nothing more than to keep you here with me away from danger. 3 years ago, I lost someone I loved very dearly. I can't bear to go through that again. Cecile. But I know if Guy were with us today, he'd be doing the exact same thing as you. He would leap into action without a second thought to protect what was most dear to him. You're right, Cecile. So that being the case, I want you to promise me one thing. You'll come back safely with Kia's smiling face in tow. If you can give me your word on that, I'll stay right here waiting patiently for you to return. Cecile. It's a promise. Just give us some time and we'll be back before you know it. This is going to be our most difficult battle yet, but we will prevail. That's right, nothing is going to stop us from bringing Kia home. We've also got to beat some sense into Arios too. I suppose somebody has to. Thank you, everyone. I think I can be at ease now. As a little symbol of our promise, I want you to have this. Valiant Heart. Okay, I was like, did you get some Zemarian ore shards too? Hey, Cecile, what's this? A present Guy gave to me when I took my final exam in nursing school. Oh no. Whenever I feel in need of his personal brand of strength and courage, I just take this pendant in my hand and clutch it real tight. Oh man, dude. I didn't know I put in another set of eye drops. Oh man. Oh, dude. It's very precious to me, so as a part of our promise, I want you to bring it back safely with you. It'd be an honor. We'll make sure to return this once everything is settled. Good then. May the blessings of the goddess be with you all. Alright, Miss Reincarnation of St. Ursula. I want you to be especially careful out there, Risha. Ilya doesn't say it, but I can tell that you've been on her mind ever since she's woken up. You think so? Oh, not you think so. She knows so. I was hoping we'd talk about Homeboy, but I guess not. Or we did, I guess, talk about Guy a little bit, but I guess we don't want to allude to the fact that we might know what happened, rather than, like, we want to give the full details once we have the full details. Otherwise, it might be stringing her along Talk to Nurse Lan and Aeolia once, I'm sorry, and Aeolia twice rather, in the lobby. Let's go to that lobby. Aeolia! That's not Aeolia. We shouldn't get ahead of ourselves considering we're lacking medical supplies. Even so, being able to see our regular patients again is a victory in itself. The sooner we treat them, the better. For Crossbow to pull through this crisis, St. Ursula must be at the forefront. Not just our doctors, but our staff as a whole. What's up, Aeolia? I'm busy escorting any patients who haven't been able to come to the hospital until now. That applies to more people than I had expected, as it turns out. It's going to take me several trips to help them all. You're really going above and beyond. Try not to overexert yourself, Aeolia. Loving words of concern from my darling Tio. Oh! Her reactions are always so blunt and calculating, yet underneath it all is a caring sweetheart. I'm beginning to think that she and Chief Roberts would get along well. Lamau! Oh my gosh, do not let them meet, actually. Okay, now that I've had my daily dose of encouragement a la Tio, I'm ready to go. Just you wait, Tio. When all of this is said and done, I'm going to jump into your loving arms for a big old hug. My greatest battle may not be the Azure tree after. Hey, Tio's wit is so incredible. I think that's one of the charms of this game. Oh, hello, SSS. I know things may seem bad right now, but now's not the time to lose faith. I hope we can all go and have some fun, after everything is settled. Ha! No need to ask me twice. I'll hold you to it, Lan. Better days are ahead. We'll be sure to make it back in one piece. One Piece? Pirates and whatnot. Okay, so that's all of those homies. Let's talk to Nurse Mayfa in the nurse's office, Inspector Donovan in his room, and Ilya, not once, not twice, but thrice. Do you want to do a quick round to make sure there's not anybody around that I know in the hospital? Nope. How are you doing, girly? Just when I thought things couldn't get any crazier, that tree showed up out of nowhere. Martha told me to keep my composure for the sake of the patients, but that's easier said than done. I don't know how much longer I can hold it together. If you're looking for Cecile, I think she stepped out in the courtyard to see the tree for herself. I wish I could keep my cool the way Cecile does. Yeah, she's keeping it pretty cool, but she is worried for us more than ever. Now that we can accept outpatients again, we're as busy as we've ever been, if not more so. I can only imagine how many people have been kept from coming in for these visits for the past few weeks. Well, I'm not going to let a little rush affect me or my nurses. We can handle this. I believe in you. I arranged for Mr. Hayward to deliver any supplies we're short on. We're prepped to treat as many patients as we need to. I'm not going to let a little rush affect me or my nurses. We can handle this, and you too? Let's split up the patients around. We'll take those temperatures. We'll get those temperatures taken in no time. Right behind you, Mifa. You got your thermometer ready? Right here. That's not a thermometer, Saron. It's not? How is it possible you get this much wrong? This girl's gonna be the death of me, I swear, or your patients. What is it? Is it a needle? Silly me, it's not even the right size, but they look so similar that I mixed them up. I'm glad we got our last daily dose of Saron screwing up her medical practices. That's cool. Mayfa, Inspector Donovan, and Ilya are the last two people that we need to talk to on this rush before we read some books. He is up, and his eyes fixed too. Howdy there, SSS. Good day, everyone. Farah. Inspector Donovan, is it alright for you to be out of bed already? Sure is. I just had my discharge approved a little while ago. I heard all about the operation you guys pulled in the city, so I'm ready to get up there and start pulling my weight. Let's go to that tree, SSS! Granted, he was originally supposed to stay longer so they can continue to observe his progress, but Donnie was practically begging to be let go. I gave him the okay, so long as he doesn't overdo it. I bet Raymond's gonna be stoked to see you back in action. With you returning, Inspector, the second division will practically be at full strength again. Well, I'm not at 100% just yet, but I'll try to help out however I can without landing myself back in this room. I know you kids are about to have the fight of your lives, so be careful. We will, Inspector. The plan is to get back to the force ASAP. I can't say how useful I can be, but I'm sure there's some way I can help. I can tell you kids are about to have the fight of your life, so be careful. And actually, Donnie wasn't supposed to be discharged for several more days, but he practically begged to be let go. I'm happy for him, though. Best of all, I get to see him strut his stuff in those sexy suspenders again. Hey, yo! Hey, yo! Oh my gosh. Hey, Donnie? Good on you, mate. Okay. Let's do it. I'll stay behind while you all go inside. Of course, whatever you're comfortable with. Trust us, we won't let on that you're out here. Watch. Hey, Cecile, you know who's outside? It's Risha. What if the second we walk in, she's like, Risha's outside, isn't she? I was wondering where all of you were. I can tell things have taken a turn for the worst. They say there's some bizarre tree sprouting up out of nowhere. Yeah, the situation's completely complicated, rather. At the moment, to tell you the truth, we don't have the answers ourselves, and I don't think we will. At the very least, well, we kind of have some of the answers. Just, I don't know. Well, we need some more answers. We'll continue. To tell you the truth, we don't have the answers ourselves. As much as we'd like to, we can't say for certain that the hospital is safe either. Take care of yourself, Ilya. We'd hate for something to happen to you again. Don't you worry about me, Ellie. I know exactly what's going on out there. But I know how you kids are going. I know that you kids are going to pull through as long as you keep on fighting. The things that matter to you most are always within your reach. Same goes for me. I'm not giving up until I take the stage again. You're in the final act now, boys and girls. We are, kind of, I think. This is the final act, probably before the final act. Get out there and finish what you started. Thank you, Ilya. Hell yeah! Nothing like a pep talk from the fervent dancer to get you ready and ready to go. By the way... the music stopped. She's like, by the way, Risha, get in here. There's a certain someone over there who's so worried, and she just couldn't stay away, am I right? Ilya, how did you... You could tell? Hehe, I don't know who it is, but they must be a shy little sweetheart. One who's ironically reserved in spite of that strikingly perfect body of theirs. Doesn't know my ass. So much for her not noticing. Dude, I don't know how she did it. Risha's like, dang it. Well, mystery stranger, whoever you are, you should know that I've already started my rehabilitation. So if you don't keep practicing, I'm gonna catch up and pass you again in no time. If you don't want to be left behind, you better settle things quickly so we can finish what we started. And one more thing. Take care. And look after yourself. Because no matter how strong you are, you're still a young girl. With that said, just like on our stage, there are some strengths that only a woman can show. As long as you remember that, I'm sure you'll be fine. I'm sorry, Elio. Well, I think I've taken enough of your valuable time for one visit. You all better be careful too, little guy. I'm sorry, you better be careful. Yeah, I'm okay. You know, you little guy, that's me. I don't want to find out that you made my darling Cecile cry, you know. We won't, Ilya. We already promised that we'd be safe, huh? Wouldn't dream of it. She's like, she looked like she was broken. I owe you an apology, Risha. I never imagined she'd be able to notice you from outside the room. You were trying to conceal your presence with your magical yin hoo-ha, weren't you? How the heck did she catch on? Simply put, Ilya is a genius. She probably knew it was me from the sound of my footsteps and the pattern of my breath. After all, synchronizing our breathing is something we're used to doing when we perform. If only she could be this sharp and attentive to things unrelated to the stage too. She can be a little untidy behind the scenes. Such things are what we have come to expect from Ilya. She really is full of surprises. Yeah, her words were just what I needed to strengthen my own resolve. I'm ready, everyone. Let's go. We're right there with you every step of the way. We're going back in. Hey, little guy. You're just the one, the man I wanted to see, rather. Do me a favor and take this. Oh, hairpin. What you got with this for? It's the ornament I was wearing on stage during my first night as Arkansas's lead performer. I've been holding on to it ever since, ever since, rather. It helps me keep the same resolve I had with me that night. It's quite the collector's item, you know? I'll say, there's some nuts who would kill to get their hands on this thing. Ilya, I can't take something like this, not when it's this important to you. Oh, it's fine. Think of it as a gift for all that you've done for me. I want you to carry it with you as a good luck charm, okay? Okay, you know, from your, I'd carry it with you. I'd put it on my hair. Your favorite little guy. The girls are all right. Form a strong bond with Kia, Fran, Cecile, Ilya, and whoever else was the last one there. I know you kids are gonna pull through as long as you keep on fighting the things. Yep. Do me a favor, take care of the girl who's standing outside my room right now. She's kind of important to me. Oh, she's kind of important to me. Okay, let's go. All right, that's it. Wait, after all of this, I should have 5 Zemarian ore? I thought I had 4. Oh, I do have 5. Okay, maybe we should go make our weapons. Let's make our weapons. Let's read that book. I need to go down the stairs. Let's make our weapons. Let's read the book and let's do something else. Whose weapon do I want to make? I guess is the $1 million question. Take me away. A sweet escape. Back to the city. Travel in the Merkaba. Back to Crossbow City. Where the flowers are blue and the girls are pretty. Let me go back here to here. Yes, because we gotta go downtown. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It almost feels weird to see people on the streets again since I spent so much time in that blue mist. I'm gonna come here, and I can't make both of them yet, but I can make one of them. You found 5 whole Zemurian ore shards? Yeah, I can make a weapon like you've never seen. Heck, yep, I sure can. What are you talking about? Think long and hard. Ellie, I think, is gonna be on all of these battles. Infinity! Here's the thing. I think I would like to make Lloyd's, and then I can give him maybe some other something. Arc Soleil, 7th arm is pretty dope. Himmel Troyes. For Dudley, we're not using Dudley. Cosmo Collapser sounds dope, actually. Deontic Abyss. Sounds pretty cool, too. 7th arm is pretty dope. I am gonna do... I did not mean to do that. Whatever. I was meant to leave and then save, but that's fine. No sweat, detective. Anytime I get a chance to handle a material as fine as Zemurian ore is a blessing in my book. Yep, we're gonna do the thing. The strong arm of the law. So, Lloyd, my bad. But, hey, you'll be able to do some damage now, right? This one gives you 10, this one gives you 15, so we can now spare 5. Is there anything here that just gave me 5 evasion? No. No, it isn't. But that means I can probably switch out something here that gives me 10, and I can take something that gives me 5 instead. Is this better than the one that I have on? No. No, it is not. In fact, I feel like those are probably my 2 best bets, but I can probably take something here that gives me 10 instead. Yes, so let's see. Sully's cap gives you 20? Well, Sully's cap is just... It feels like almost... Oh! This might be the one. He doesn't need the extra defense, but the 10 evasion's nice. And he can keep, he can keep that, and then you can finally... Never mind. I was gonna say, I can finally give you the Mishi hat. That's not gonna happen. Well, unironically... Okay, this thing prevents ailments. We have, like... I think we have, like... something, like a bunch of things that prevent ailments, which is kind of crazy. Fair enough. I think I'm gonna make... I don't know if I'm gonna make Ellie's or if I'm gonna make Tio's. I'm unsure, but maybe I'll save that for next time. Lloyd switched hats, or I guess switched accessories, which I think is better, because now he actually can hit and he can take a hit. You know what I mean? Not that he will take a hit. Well, I was gonna say not that he's gonna take a hit, but he may take a magic hit at some point during this, and that magic hit could kill him. We have experienced that, and I know we're about to have some bosses that are about to do some crazy shenanigans. Let me tell you. Now, I don't know if there's anything else I really need to do outside of read those books, so I'm going to probably grab something to drink, and we will read. What what entrance was the thing at? Was it East entrance? I just don't remember where, I don't remember where, the thing is. Was it past here? I think it was East. Am I tripping? I might be tripping. Yeah, I don't know where the Merkaba spot is in Crossbow City. I'm going to keep it a buck with you, keep it 100. I don't know. Unless it was at the harbor. It could be at the harbor. Regardless, I know where... Okay, whatever. I was gonna say, I know where a spot is on East Highway, so we'll do that. Get them all out of the way. I may have to... Did that thing actually hit Lloyd? Must have like a unmissable whatever or something. We might be able to craft everyone's best like I don't remember what it takes. Let me run to the boathouse first. This is very much just gonna be, I guess, a prep episode. I feel the need to at least, thank you, approach the tree, you know what I mean? Here, take me here. But what I kind of want to do is, I don't want to go to the wetlands yet. Or not the wetlands, the place yet again. I, first of all, want to just realize to myself where in Crossbow City this pad is, because I've just been, oh, it's where our car is. I did know that. Or at least it was, I've been here before. What I want to do is see how much every single one of the things cost for our super stuff. Other. Divine Cloth cost 50. That's a lot. I think I only have like 27. And then making these also cost another 10. So if I really wanted to get everyone their best stuff, I would have to get, because I think I only have one of these, right? Just the quality dress for Ellie. I would have to do 50, 100, 150, 200. Well, I guess it's actually 60 a piece, you know what I mean? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not getting Dudley's. And I think we will get Risha's, actually. I actually think the one that we need the most is... Well, no, we're not going to put Risha in the party. Well, we might for the fight. I don't know. I'm undecided for right now. But 6 would be like 3,600 U material. We have 26. That ain't happening, Chief. That will not happen. Lamau, haha, no thank you. Let's go read these books. Let's go visit the tree, and then we will call it closed, probably. We can read the books from anywhere, but I'm gonna read them next to Luciola. That way, you know, if I read them in front of her, she won't need to borrow them. You know what I'm saying? Travel back in this Merkaba. We're going to Michelin Wonderland. Yeah. Come back through here. So, looking at the map, there are actually still 3 of those chests. One around Tangram Gate, one at Nox Forest, and one on the way to Stargazer's Tower. I think I probably will go and get those. Probably. But first, I will take a brief intermission because we have some books to read. 14 chapters of Sunshine, and geez. So I will be right back to go on our long reading session, and there will be a break point, but this will probably take us too close to the end of the episode just because it is late. I know it's gonna take me probably at least 30 minutes to get through. The Cream-Colored Girl. That's a crazy first chapter title. She an alchemy or something, that Pokemon? Here. Whew. Put these bad boys on. I need another pair of these, actually. These are Dirk Madison's. I got a little beverage. Now let's read. This is... Welcome to United States Aviator Book Hour. I am the United States Aviator. This is Sunshine and Geez, as the French call it. I would call her Agnes. However, I didn't write this book, but I will be reading it, and this is chapter 1, The Cream-Colored Girl. Go ahead and do something in the background. Go ahead and get your clean on. Maybe start the vacuum. Maybe go and clean something up. Maybe go iron some clothes. Do some gardening and listen to the dulcet tunes and tones of me reading this book to you. Chapter 1, The Cream-Colored Girl. Edwin Arnold has never been able to get the better of that girl, not even once. He was confident in his physical strength and thought himself fairly sharp to boot. Yet despite that, he was caught in a losing streak that left him at a loss for words. Not much has changed since that day 2 years ago. The ticking of the grandfather clock served as a reminder that time continued to pass inside the cafe. A 19-year-old Edwin, however, paid it no mind as he mumbled to himself his usual spot by the counter. That's about as perfect as this article can get, right? Having fully incorporated the details from his interviews and proofread. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he's an article writer, it seems. Having fully incorporated the details from his interviews and proofread the writing 3 times already, he continued grumbling as he quickly made his final edits. If his piece could withstand the scrutiny of the afternoon's editorial meeting, he would finally get to be published. Edwin wasn't about to let a chance like this pass him by. He needed to make sure there wasn't a single period out of place. The boy raised his head and looked across the counter. What do you think, Angus? Heck if I know. Who even cares? Agnes passed by with a yawn. Her curly cream blonde locks, which hadn't changed in 2 years, bounced and swayed with her every motion as if dancing in a non-existent wind. Why do you have to come barging in here this early in the morning? We're not even open yet, she quibbled to herself as she dried the glass in her hands and placed it back into the cupboard. Come on, just look at it, please, check it over. You know how rare it is for a rookie reporter like me to even get a shot at having their own column, don't you? Edwin pressed his hands together and bowed. Agnes stared down at him. She had long gotten used to how much he depended on her for help, even though she was 2 years his junior. That's kind of crazy. Geez, is he annoying, she thought to herself. Nevertheless, she relented, scanning the page as she dried another glass. Huh. Impressive work, Ace. You've racked up 3 spelling mistakes. Isn't the date wrong? Of course, Edwin thought. He raised his red pen once more and began correcting his errors. It's not like fixing those will help you much now. What? I've got something to say, rather. If you've got something to say, rather than just say it. I'm putting my all into this. Chill out, it's just a cooking column. So what? An article is an article. I guess everyone starts somewhere. Still, I'm not sure you've got what it takes to be a reporter, Ed. Wow. She grumbled to herself while she told away at his corrections. You're a slow writer, you have zero attention to detail, and you're a numbskull to boot. Sure, you passed the paper's preliminary exam thanks to my help, but isn't it a stretch to think that you could become a real reporter? Dang, Aang. That's harsh. That's crazy. She had a long wondered why a terrible student like Ed would want to be a journalist. Even so, she immediately regretted speaking up as Edwin collected his draft and stood. And donned a wide smile. Whatever, being a righteous reporter is cool. He told Agnes to expect good news and bolted out of the cafe, leaving the room silent, save for the chime of the door, the bell rather, above the door. How very, Edwin. She shrugged. On the counter beside her, a drowsy black cat let out a yawn. One chapter down. 13 to go. The Eaton News Agency. Anchorville, Anchorville, okay, sure, was a sizable city in the Republic of Calvard. I swear if I go to Calvard and there's really an Anchorville, I'm leaving. Though it was small, that being said, once we inevitably get to Calvard, maybe we'll see somebody who this book is potentially based off of. Anywho. Though it was smaller than the capital, it was still home to a respectable number of businesses. Wide streetscapes faced mountains encircling the city, while the market and the harbor districts faced the river, creating a sweeping vista to behold. Rounding the corner of the market, Edwin pedaled hard on his bike, rushing down Sunset Street. Ooh. Sunset Street. The Eden News No! I accidentally closed it. The Eden News Agency, a small local publication, lied just ahead. The newsroom was in a frenzy. Nearly half of the staff were standing around and shouting. Royce, a veteran reporter, vigorously tapped the back of his fingers against a draft, unaware of Edwin's arrival. The business editor, Clef, held a telephone to his ear, looking as if he hadn't slept all night. The copy editor, or rather, editor-in-chief, Chang, nodded along with a stern expression. From what Edwin can glean, there had been a delay covering a recent traffic accident. He kept to himself, slipped into a seat, and took out his trusty, worn-out bag. Well, someone's in a good mood despite being late. That voice cut through the commotion came from Brandon, a middle-aged man, well, maybe not the voice that I gave him just now, with salt and pepper hair, who was the editor of the culture section. Upon seeing his supervisor, Ed wasted no time in shoving the draft into Brandon's face. Today's article is perfect. Please submit it at the editorial meeting for me. There better not be any spelling mistakes this time unless you're looking to get scolded again. Edwin's broad smile returned. Everything is going to go great today, I guarantee it. Suddenly, one of the office's 4 phones rang. A reporter named Carly answered it while passing by. What? Carly's brow furrowed. At 5 a.m.? Yes? Yes? Carly waved an arm through the air. The editorial department, which until then had been noisier than a train platform, and fell silent. Setting the phone down, Carly turned her gaze to Chang. Mr. Chang, it seems Weber Hart is dead. Oh! Someone clapped twice, shouting, I need all the political columnists to gather around ASAP. Right! Yelled the reporters, rising to their feet. That guy, huh? This is gonna be a big local story. The crowd murmured, Weber Hart, okay. Murmured against themselves as more than 10 staffers circled the editor-in-chief's desk. Who was this Hart guy again? Seriously, he was a big shot around here. He was a famous intellectual. How do you not know him? This one's gonna require a special feature, Brandon muttered begrudgingly. Under the chatter, it's gonna require a special feature. He tossed Edwin's draft back at him. Dang, no! This afternoon's editorial meeting is canceled, Ed. You're gonna be assisting on this story. Huh? But why? Don't why me. I'm your editor, pal. Do as I say. Seeing Brandon scowl, Edwin leapt to his feet by instinct, but was suddenly overcome by a sharp sense of vertigo, as if the room were shaking. Upon seeing the others in the room do the same thing, however, he realized what it actually was. The sound of steel folding itself shrieked through the office from outside the agency, followed by grating, roaring Metal against concrete. The cacophony ended with a crash. Through a trembling window, Edwin saw an overturned orbital bus billowing smoke into the sky. In a flash, he ran out of the newsroom as fast as he could, bag in hand. It wasn't his instincts as a reporter that made him move, but the fact that he could have sworn he saw, Agnes amidst the panicked crowd. That's chapter 2. Chapter 3. Angees! Edwin dashed in the street towards the next block over. He was positive that he'd seen Agnes, as well as confident that he could catch up to her. Indeed, she was in the crowd ahead, but for a brief second, their eyes met, but a fleeting bystander bumped Edwin's shoulder, and when he looked back up, she was gone. But why is she running from me? Edwin wondered. Another explosion rang out as he I'm intrigued. This chapter by the way, it's called Golden Eyes. Why is she running from me? Another explosion rang out as the overturned bus burst into flames once again. Edwin cursed as he ran to the door of the bus and took his coat to smother the fire. As he attempted to wrench the door open, cries for help spilled out. The bus driver's rather limp hand dangled from the window. It doesn't matter if my draft ends up in the paper or not. Never underestimate a righteous reporter. A hero. We're going shopping today, all right, Kagemaru? After seeing Edwin off earlier that morning, Agnes was preparing herself to go out. The night before, she had remembered that her uncle's birthday was coming up. Agnes is his uncle who owned the cafe, would be turning 40 this year. Were it Edwin's birthday, she would sidestep the topic too much of a hassle, dang. Though she would still end up getting him something, the way that she did last year and the year before. However, she couldn't treat her uncle, to whom she owed so much, the same way. Agnes set down her glass of water to scold Kagemaru, who was still asleep on the counter for the umpteenth time. "Are you even listening to me, lazy bones?" she asked. The cat's only reply was a deep yawn that contorted his face into an ugly abstraction. Honestly. As her uncle carried beer bottles into the back, Agnes let him know that she was heading to her room on the second floor. Maybe I should put on something more comfortable. She was in and out in a flash, returning down the hall wearing a light tank top. Mid-stride, she grabbed her favorite knit cap from its peg on the wall and put it on as she hummed her way down the stairs. Kagemaru stared blankly. "What? No one saw me, so what's the big deal?" She shrugged at the fussy feline and opened the door. "Let's get going, Kagemaru." With a graceful leap, the black cat landed atop her knit cat, Lamal, sending her cream-colored curls flying. Ugh. "I can't believe you," she thought. The most inconvenient aspect of Agnes's waist-long hair was how much it bounced. She attempted to smooth her locks down here and there, but they simply couldn't be tamed. 10 years ago, her mother disappeared. Her father was good to her, so she continued living with him until she was 15. However, her father couldn't give up on finding his wife, so he entrusted Agnes to his brother and left in search of his beloved. In time, Agnes came to understand their feelings to the point where it made her ache. Her mother surely loved her father as much as he did. What to do, Agnes sighed. Multiple stalls lined the harborside market. She'd come in search of a gift, but hadn't considered what she was actually going to buy. I should have just asked Uncle early. Oh! Her aside was interrupted by an orbital bus hurtling past. Oh, you know what? Maybe she's on to something too, and that's why she ran away. Their eyes locked for a second, so we're really switching between their 2 points of view at this point. The large bus had drifted out of its lane, hit the median, and launched into a truck going the opposite direction. Its shining green chassis glared in the sunlight. The tires had begun to fly, twisting in odd directions. The driver must be dead, thought Agnes as she watched the bus soar into the air. Her mind was in turmoil, yet at the same time, she had never been more calm. Once the bus hit the ground, they would all die. Dang! From the man in the front row to the pregnant woman by the window. Kagemaru. Answering the call, the cat opened its golden eyes and Agnes did the same. Oh, they have some sort of powers. And amidst the screams of people running for their lives were 4 golden eyes gazing at a scene that had yet to unfold. Well, okay. That's not what I thought was going to happen. Let's continue. Cry for justice. Edwin rescued one passenger after another. The coroner market had devolved into panic in the wake of the crash. Worse still, the truck the bus had been collided with had been carrying flammable materials. Edwin coughed violently. Hot, thick smoke filled the air around him, searing his skin. Oh my gosh, he's getting burned up too. I can't give up, Edwin thought. There are still people left inside who need me. Help me, grab my hand. It's narrow, I can't get you out. Everything's gonna be all right. I can't, I'm pregnant. But what? Edwin shouted without thinking. He tried to get a hold of himself, but his thoughts were spiraling. He was only 19. This was way out of his depth. Mind racing, he frantically tried to calm the woman down, telling her to wait while he stood and surveyed the area. Several cars that had been caught up in the crash lay motionless in the sewer. Why are they not getting out of their cars to help? They're not going anywhere. Brandon and the new staff had followed Edwin outside to assist the rescued passengers. Sirens wailed rather faintly in the distance. The cavalry was on the way at least. Ed, you gotta get down from there. Yeah, I'm sorry, that was Brandon. Ed, you gotta get down from there. It doesn't help me that when I read Ed, I'm thinking like Ed from Good Burger. So I want to give him the Ed voice, but I can't do that. That truck is loaded with gunpowder. It could blow at any second. Like hell I will. Edwin suddenly became enraged. Why did this accident have to happen? Why are there so few people helping? Right. He yelled to himself. And why did Agnes run from me? Edwin had a feeling that she fled out of shock after spotting him. He knew better than to be upset though. It was only natural that someone would run if a huge orbital bus came hurtling towards them. The thought, however, did little to calm the rage. Why did you run away, Agnes? You idiot. Who said anything about running? Cold water suddenly engulfed Edwin's body. Bewildered, he turned around only to meet Agnes's beautiful blue eyes. I thought they were gold. Oh, hold on a minute. Which one of them is gold? Time, space, mirage. Time is black. Oh, time is black. Space is, dang, I thought we were dealing with time again, dude. Well, maybe space, maybe she's got some Septarion space powers or something, I don't know. Anywho, whenever they choose a specific color, I'm like, which color does that relate to? Regardless, cold water suddenly engulfed his body. Bewildered, he turned around only to meet Agnes's beautiful blue eyes. She stood there, panting with a bucket in hand. Edwin could only assume that it belonged to a fishmonger, seeing as he now reeked of fish. Nice work, kid. Now leave the rest off. Us rather. Everyone this way. A brigade rather of bucket-armed fishermen and fishmongers appeared behind Alice. So I was like, we're here, the Fisherman's Guild. We are back to save the day. Together they doused the fire right in quick succession. Of course, we're next to the harbor, Edwin thought. Agnes's hair swayed to and fro as she bounced around, barking out orders. You, get over there! You, go fetch a hatchet! This girl is something else, Ed whispered. Ed, get out of my way, that woman's pregnant, right? The girl climbed over the frame of the bus, taking the woman by the hand. Agnes gently coaxed her to freedom. Then she turned to Edwin. You know this would have been easier if you hadn't come, right? Huh? Why do you have to say that for? Edwin shouted. The girl with the cream blonde hair cracked a relieved smile. Don't worry about it. You really are dense, you know that, Ed? Well, he doesn't know you have some sort of powers, lady. After sunset, the clattering of a cocktail shaker was the only noise disturbing the scene of the cafe. Agnes's uncle liked to serve the stuff hard in the store at night. The repetitive sound of the shaker was disrupted by the door flying open. Agnes didn't bother to look. She knew it was Ed. So, how did it go? She asked, facing away from him. Everyone's in stable condition. Edwin recited the facts he learned from the police and hospital reports. There were only minor burns and injuries, excluding the bus driver who died even before impact. What? Did he have like a heart attack or something? Dying before the impact is weird. Anywho, considering the circumstances, people were calling it a miracle. One aided by speedy rescue, of course. Edwin continued, and the cause of the accident was the driver died at the wheel and the bus went out of control, right? Agnes interrupted. How did you know that? I mean, from your statement, it was the only logical conclusion. However, she shrugged as she cranked up the orbital radio, which was tuned to a report on the accident. Say, Ed, maybe you aren't cut out to be a journalist after all. Personally, I think you'd be better off working as a full-time hero. Edwin rubbed his hands and glared. Hey, Toots, give me a bourbon. Quit trying to act tough, Ed. You know you don't drink. Here, let me get you an iced tea. Lamau! She cooled him off real quick. As she prepared his drink, Agnes wondered what the bus driver's cause of death was. The host on the Orbital radio was now covering a different traffic accident. Feels like there have been more and more accidents than normal lately. She mused to herself as she grabbed a new glass. That's chapter 4 of 14. Let's move on to chapter 5. The winds blow downhill. June gave way to July on the 4th of the month. Hey, it's the 4th of July! Fireworks everywhere! Boom, bam, ba, 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 boom, pow! Arnold was set to attend his first ever press conference as an assistant to the higher-ups of the political column, that is. The contentious inheritance, of Weber Hart had been a matter of great public interest since the great intellectual's sudden passing 1 month prior. And his closest living heir, his adopted son, died at sea shortly after Hart's own death. Edwin noted as he pedaled his bike. Just ahead is the Cromwell Street Hill. Today is the day I'll reach the top without even stopping once, he shouted with his trademark enthusiasm. Hart's best friend and the chairman of the board are laying claim to the inheritance. However, there are rumors that the son's death was perpetrated by two men themselves. Edwin's breathing grew ragged. That's a pretty common plot. Still, could the rumors be true? Heck if I know, muttered Agnes, watching the scenery go by. She was sitting behind Edwin on the luggage rack. The bike, he's pedaling the both of them? Goodness gracious. The bike's vibration shook both her and the insulated bag in her arms. As it happened, there were many coffee lovers at Eaton News, including Ed's boss, Brandon. Agnes delivered her uncle's artisanal blend once a week rather. The catering service was little more than a hobby for Agnes, but she tolerated it well enough. The fact that Edwin insisted on escorting her during deliveries, however, was a little bit bothersome. So Ed, you still hoping to land that cooking column, she asked? Yeah, I'm supposed to do one next month, so I'm putting together a new article. Gotta write about whatever's in season after all. A righteous reporter getting his start from a cooking column, mused Agnes. Being with Edwin like this put her at ease as she fussed over her hair, which was fluttering in the wind atop her head. The perennially drowsy Kagemaru let out another yawn. This is not the first pet that we've had named Kagemaru. You just don't get it, do you, Edwin tissed. There is no shame in a cooking column. I'd be helping my readers spice up their dinner tables if my article can even make one person's life easier. Edwin's pedaling up the hill with all of his might. Who says there isn't justice in that too, he roared. The bicycle crashed over the hill, letting gravity pull itself over to the other side. Once you reach the other side, before pedaling effortlessly down the slope. Agnes allowed an astonished yelp, only for it to be drowned out by Ed's joyous cries as he picked up speed. He was like, I made it! Yeah, I can't believe he did it. They continued on and on, riding the rushing wind. This exhilaration's Ed feeling must be his reward for working so hard, thought Agnes. She clutched her knit cap to keep it from flying off and laughed to herself for being so shocked. Ed was always looking ahead. He was always chasing after his ambitions with that one-track mind of his, sometimes to the point where it annoyed her. About what you said back there? Huh? Sorry, I can't hear you. Agnes raised her voice to yell over the wind. That rumor about Mr. Hart's heir being killed for the inheritance. Someone might have done it if they thought for sure that they wouldn't get caught. Edwin nodded several times in sage understanding. Got it, I'll ask about that in today's interview. Jeez. And where's that going to get you? Ed was as dense and simple as they came, but I love him. But that was also the reason that Agnes felt so at ease around him. The reason they got along so well. She made sure that he wasn't looking before grinning widely in a way that she'd never shown before. Today, Edwin had made another step towards adulthood. He might stumble and make a fool of himself, but she knew he would keep pushing forward like always. She only wished she could be there to watch it herself. Oh! Wonder what she is. Agnes, what? If something ever happens, call me, okay? I'm a righteous reporter after all, yelled Edwin. His laughter echoed around the clear blue sky. Ha 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 ha. He gives out like a Fire Emblem Noble laugh. Justice. Fissure. Ooh, I don't like that as a chapter title. After dropping Agnes off at Eden News, Edwin was led by a group of senior reporters to the largest assembly hall in Anchorville. There he would attend a press conference concerning the matter of Mr. Hart's enormous inheritance. All right, let's go get this story. Edwin psyched himself up. He had been told to save some seats for his team, but as he hurried to the press room, he found himself twisting through a maze of unfamiliar corridors. He wasn't quite sure what was happening. Where am I? Where the heck is the press room? Edwin's irritation grew as his pace quickened. He checked the doors at random, all of which only led to storage rooms and more corridors. He could already picture Agnes sighing, saying something sarcastic about his total lack of direction. Steadying himself, he pressed on. Just then a loudspeaker announced the conference would begin in 20 minutes. Oh, that's not good, he murmured to himself. Losing patience, Edwin flung the nearest door open. Upon it was a plaque emblazoned with golden lettering that read, Waiting Room 105. Inside stood a man in his late 30s adjusting his necktie in a rather fashionable suit. Oh? I was under the impression that we still had some time before the press conference, no? He asked. Edwin recognized him. He'd been the man in the photos of Mr. Hart's case's major players, rather. This wasn't neither Mr. Hart's best friend nor the chairman of the Hart Foundation. Rather, he was the middleman charged with managing all of Hart's assets while he was still alive. Someone deeply invested in the inheritance case. You're the estate manager, Hux Montaigne. Or Hugh, probably. Hugh Montaigne, Edwin cried, completely ignoring Montaigne's question. I'm Edwin, and I'm with the Eden News. May I interview you about today's press conference? Dude, Edwin's request was completely ridiculous. It was as if he was trying to hog the entire story for himself. Hugh was flabbergasted, but Edwin wore his usual serious expression. The division of inheritance needs to be agreed upon by both parties. I'm not really sure how it will pan out. I am a tax consultant, counselor rather, not a lawyer. Montaigne explained, sinking back to the cushions of a black leather chair. He'd agreed to divulge what he could, partially out of sympathy, which is kind of crazy. The easiest solution would be a clean 50-50 split, but since there are properties and valuable items to consider, I can't imagine either party will surrender without a fight. Total inheritance is substantial, right? The total inheritance is substantial, right? Could either of them be gunning for the whole thing? No comment. That doesn't concern me. I see! Then do you know anything about the death of the original heir, Mr. Hart's adopted son, last month? Silence gripped the room. Montaigne, who had been cooperative thus far, was as still as a statue. Crap, did I go too far? Edwin thought. That's the kind of question a tabloid would print. As Ed realized the improperness of his question. Montaigne quietly shifted his right hand, tapping his middle finger against the end table before touching his temple with his index finger. Edwin wasn't sure what the gesture was meant to convey. Tapping his middle finger on the end table before tapping his temple finger with his index. Ooh. Interesting. This might be a little too frank, so please keep this off the record, but speaking personally, I have no interest in Mr. Hart's inheritance, said Montaigne. It's true that there is a considerable amount of money on the line, but I don't believe it's enough to warrant killing someone over. Montaigne continued, you may already know this, but there are things in this world of even greater value. Things beyond human comprehension. Like, for instance, a clan of magicians, perhaps. The newsroom was nearly deserted. All the reporters had left to cover their stories. Agnes refilled the cups of the remaining few staffers as she scanned the room. Between an unfinished, well, she's a magician, I suppose, an unfinished draft left on a desk and some unedited notes posted on the wall, Agnes had a decent idea of what tomorrow's issue of Eden News would look like. Seems Ed won't be getting his chance anytime soon, she thought. Yet another car accident too. It really feels like there have been way too many of those lately. Her eyes landed on a picture near the front of the room. Excuse me, Mr. Chang, who is this man? Even though the newsroom was restricted to employees, no one reprimanded Agnes for being there. Not even Chang, who was notoriously notorious for being a stickler. He simply gave her a glance and identified the man as Mr. Hart's estate manager. Apparently, the photo was taken at a press conference 2 days ago. Looking at the shrewd businessman's photo filled Agnes with dread. This man could destroy me, she thought. He may even know who I really am. A clan of magicians, you say? That means Edwin might know too. At this point, that being said, that boy is as dense as a box of rocks. That being said, his justice is chapter 7. Maybe he'll get his not his testament, his column. Montaigne told his story. Okay. Hold on. Long ago in the time of the world's creation, written in the testaments, mankind possessed the ability to use arts at will. Over the ages, this ability became lost to time. Nowadays, the only way to access arts is via the use of an ornament. However, one clan inherited that lost power. They are known as magicians. They exist simply in the present. Oh, I wonder, do we have many magicians in that case? Maybe we do. Maybe Campanella's a magician. I'm trying to think of like anybody who we might actually think is a magician. Anywho, they exist in present day living normally among the rest of modern society. I know this can be a lot to take in, so I hardly blame you for being skeptical, chuckled Hugh. However, I suspect that there may be a magician in our very own city. Perhaps they're even closer to us than we realize. Now, with that in mind, reconsider the death of Mr. Hart's adopted son. If he was truly murdered by inexplicable means, then perhaps it was the work of a magician. Afterwards, Montaigne warned Edwin to keep the story to himself. Tell no one, not even your family, he said, or next time it'll be one of us turning up dead. Edwin was once a selfish and naive child. That is, until one day when he was 14 or 15 and saw a reporter's article exposing the evil deeds of some big shot politician in a faraway land. The legislator had used his position, and the suffering of others to line his pockets with Mira, but the expose destroyed his career. Afterwards, a reporter casually remarked that it was their job to reveal the inequities of the world and attempt to right its wrongs. Since that day, Edwin's sense of justice centered on uncovering everyday hypocrisies and shining a light on the vague and the obscure. Magicians? Edwin pondered. If people like that really are hiding out there, I'll just have to expose them myself. Oh, Edwin, no! The newsroom was as busy as ever. Ed, in particular, was engrossed in his work as of late. He had even stopped going to the cafe and asking Agnes to check his drafts. So what the heck is he up to, she wondered. Ed, you there? Agnes called out in a relative whisper. Yeah, what are you doing here? As soon as he saw her, Edwin scrambled to put away the manuscript he'd been working on his desk. Agnes, who managed to catch a brief look at the documents before he set them aside, thought they looked like the kind of materials he would gather before writing an article. There was an itemized breakdown of Mr. Hart's inheritance, notes from the press conference, and a statement by the estate manager, Mr. Montaigne, and a brief story about a girl with a ribbon. Okay. And a revision request from Brandon to reformat the personal history of the board's chairman. She also spotted 2 spelling mistakes. She spotted a bunch of quick, dude, on his working draft, but Edwin's distant attitude had miffed her, so she decided to keep them in her back pocket rather than ammo to tease him with the next time he came to the cafe. I was out making deliveries, so I brought you lunch. You hadn't eaten, right? Oh, Agnes. Good timing, Agnes. Thanks for saving me the trouble. Edwin snatched the wrap sandwich from her hand and made an immediate beeline for the door, mumbling an excuse about chasing a story with his mouth full. Something about his clumsiness seemed different than usual, to the point where Agnes felt lightheaded as Ed vanished from sight like a fleeting mirage. Was it just me, or something off about him? She glanced over to Brandon and Carly for answers, but all they could do was shrug, looking no less troubled than usual. Her uneasiness and confusion were written all over their faces. What does all of this mean? What the hell is Ed up to? He's exposing magicians, which means he's exposing you! Ooh, Cards of Fate Part 1 and 2. 22 Cards of Fate, let's start it off. 22, that sounds like Arcana to me. Agnes was still shaken up by Edwin's behavior, even after she returned from Eton News. Normally, he was so straightforward and easy to read, but now? She wiped down the countertop and rearranged the glasses and silverware in an attempt to calm herself, but her anxiety rather remained. The only customer, old man Perdue, sat at a nearby table, chatting leisurely with Agnes's uncle. He waved to Agnes, but she responded in kind, rather. Do you have any ideas, Kagemaru? Kagemaru was curled up in his favorite spot on the counter and just left of Edwin's usual seat. The cat stared at her with his usual lethargic look. Yeah, I figured as much, she thought. Agnes reached for her knit cap, but she stopped herself. Even if she ran out searching for Ed now, she knew she wouldn't be able to find him. He had his bike, and she was bound to be on the move at all times, rather, with how worked up he was. Instead, Agnes opened a drawer behind the bar and removed an odd-looking deck of tarot cards. Yep, these ought to do the trick. Pinpointing lost items through tarot card readings was well within the clan's rules. The clan. I knew it. The magician clan. Every now and then Agnes would do some fortune telling for their regular customers. It was nice to hear them tell her that she had been right. But what really made her happy was getting to use her powers freely. Reading a fortune for one's own benefit, however, was wholly forbidden. After all, too much knowledge can be a danger in and of itself. That's true. That is true. Agnes hesitated briefly before undoing the string that bound the deck together. There was something off about Edwin today, I'm sure of it. She exhaled deeply before placing her fingers upon the stack of cards, imagining the possible answers the deck held, and no matter how small, calmed Agnes. Excuse me, miss. Oh, there's a cute little girl. Excuse me, miss. Suddenly, a cute little girl, about 10 years old, stood before her. Can I help you? Agnes asked as she took her hands off the cards, wondering when the girl had come in. Are you telling fortunes, miss? Can you do mine too? The girl introduced herself as Tiz. And she was looking for answers. She fidgeted with the red ribbon she wore. Uh-oh. Girl with a ribbon? Apparently her father was in the middle of a difficult job and she wanted to know how it would turn out. Well, Agnes wondered if the little girl was from the area. She'd never seen her before. Her request came at a fortuitous moment, though. Agnes was reluctant to use her powers for herself, but she had far fewer qualms, about using them to help others. Well, I'll make an exception just for today. What'll it be, Tiz? I'll take one single request. Wow, really? I never lie, and neither do my tarot cards. And part 2 of 22 Cards of Fate. Tiz seemed even younger than she looked at the way that she asked about the meaning of each and every card. The girls sat side by side at the counter. Agnes continued performing the reading. The results were adequate. Let's see, from what the cards tell me, your papa's work is finishing up as well. Everything should be just fine, Agnes smiled. Tiz, or Tizzy, beamed with gratitude but it was actually Agnes who wanted to thank her. The overwhelming anxiety had vanished and she felt more like herself again. She waved goodbye as Tizzy left shortly after, the doorbell chiming as the door swung open behind her. Now then, what about Ed's fortune? She thought. She sat at the counter, carefully gathered the cards. Her palms were sweaty, knees weak, arms spaghetti, but she tried to ignore them. It's not important, Agnes muttered. When it came to more serious readings, Agnes always used the same procedure. First, she would make a fervent wish, then draw a single card. In Agnes's case, this was the most reliable method. All right, Ed, what are you up to? Miss, you dropped one. Huh? For some reason, Tizzy was once again standing beside her. Uh-oh. The girl crouched and picked up a card from the floor. Agnes took it and thanked her. Glancing down at the card, she suddenly froze, as if she had been petrified. It was Death, the Reaper's card. Agnes was overcome by dizziness and, in her daze, failed to notice Tiz's departure. The leaky faucet stopped dripping, the cards in the deck shifted, then one after another, they rose from Agnes's left hand and floated in the air. But the solitary object of Agnes's focus was the card before her. Death. A heavy thud brought Agnes back to her consciousness. She looked up and saw Kagemaru staring right back at her, perched on her head. At that moment, the tarot cards hanging in the air fell to the floor. Kagemaru? The cat hopped nimbly onto the counter and pointed his drowsy eyes at her as if to say, "What do you think you're doing?" I know, I was just a little surprised is all. Agnes muttered to herself as she gathered the cards. For whatever reason, her uncle and Perdue hadn't noticed anything. That was careless of me. I need to forget about all this and get back to work, she thought. Then again, Agnes placed the death card on the counter and drew a card from the now reshuffled deck. She couldn't read the same fortune twice, so instead she tried to focus on whatever it was that Ed had been chasing this past week. For the next story, yet another traffic accident occurred Or around 1:40 this afternoon, the orbital radio buzzed, having turned on by itself. All of these traffic accidents. I must be putting too much power into the reading, Agnes thought, after shaking off the dizziness. No. He felt a similar dizziness, and it seemed like everyone else did too, when the traffic accident was happening. After shaking off her dizziness, she turned her attention to the newly drawn card, the sun reversed, in other words, darkness. Agnes pondered the potential meaning of the second card. There had been more accidents than usual lately. Perhaps darkness was linked to those events. Maybe Ed found a lead on it and it was stepping into darkness alone. Kagamaru meowed, chidingly, a languid expression on his face. I know, but Purdue and Uncle haven't noticed a thing, Agnes retorted. She reached for the deck of cards again, but stopped herself midway. It'd be faster to ask the Eden News staff about Ed's whereabouts. She hurried to the orbital phone beside the clock and called the office. Eden News, how may I help you? Oh, Brandon, sorry to bug you, but around noon, Edwin ran off somewhere to work on his article, rather. Do you happen to know where he went? Ed? Brandon chuckled. What are you talking about? He's been working here at his desk since the morning. Agnes's face went pale. Ed was at his desk? No. That can't be the real Ed, she thought. Ooh, he's been here the whole time? Outside, a piercing sound echoed from in front of the cafe. Agnes watched through the window as a crushed orbital scooter sailed through the air and careened into the street. Its driver seemed to be dead before it even hit the ground. Yet, Purdue and her uncle continued to chat as if all was right with the world. Agnes shook them by the shoulders, but neither reacted. She had no idea what was going on anymore. Then the world began to violently shake beneath her. As she squatted in place, Agnes was just now beginning to grasp the depth of the terrible power running amok in Anchorville. I've got to stand, she thought. She pulled herself up. Agnes peered over at the death card on the counter. For now, it was the only truth she could believe in. What the heck is going on? This really is the craziest story we've had so far. There's only 5 chapters left. Chapter 10, The Path of the High Priestess. The grandfather clock in the parlor struck twice, and Agnes quietly left her room. By the light of the moon, she passed through the cafe and unlocked the front door, slipping into the chilly night. The day before, she had wound up one final card to determine when she would make her move. It was the High Priestess, the second arcana, 2 a.m. Ed is still okay, Agnes assured herself. I just know it. Surely, leaving at 2 in the morning would get her there in time to save him. She looked down, ooh, time to save him, and noticed that her hands were shaking. I can't get ahead of myself though. Ed could die if I'm not careful. I just need to follow the cards and wait until 2 a.m. before doing anything. I don't know. I don't know. Meow, Kagamaru roosted upon Agnes's head. He was heavier than he looked. Agnes wondered if his laziness was making him fat. Still, it brought a certain sense of comfort having his weight over her head. She took a deep breath and center herself beneath the glow of the moon above. Let's get going. Now in better condition, Agnes closed her eyes and felt out the septium veins beneath the earth, searching for where they grew stagnant. She then walked down the dimly lit streets, guided by her instincts towards the darkness beyond. Anchorville's nights were cold, even at the height of summer. Agnes, I would enjoy a cool night in the summertime, not for nothing. Agnes wore a light sweater, her cream-colored hair complemented by because it is humid at night here. So like even if it's like maybe 60 or 70, it don't feel like it. It is a wet coolness, so it kind of sucks. She wore a light sweater, her cream-colored hair complemented by the pale moon. The Ismela's necklace she wore jolted in time with every step. The tiny stone was all Agnes had left of her mother. The memories were so distant that she couldn't even remember her face. When Agnes was just a child, her mother left without a trace after using her powers in public. Such were the laws of her clan, and although Agnes couldn't recall how she learned that, she knew exactly why it was so. We carry dangerous potential within us all. She recounted. We must keep it hidden and live amongst the others. Before long, the road led out of the city and ended at the base of a large hill. a cemetery. Ooh, well maybe that's the symbol of death instead. She whispered. At the top of the hill were rows of black tombstones, which could symbolize the darkness. Among them, she spotted something moving about. Edwin, he's here, Agnes exclaimed. There was no mistaking it. She recognized him by the coat he was wearing. It was still charred from the traffic accident several weeks back. I've told him so many times to get rid of it, but he's still wearing that ratty thing, she thought. Agnes removed Kagemaru from atop her head and held him in her arms, crouching behind a gravestone. She berated herself for wearing such a conspicuous outfit. Regardless of her lack of foresight, however, she knew Edwin was in mortal danger. After steadying her breath and carefully gauging the distance between the two of them, Agnes crept quietly into the shadows. Final 4 chapters, left only to scream. Chapter 11. That don't sound good. Agnes could tell that Edwin was making a clumsy attempt to tail someone through the graveyard. His lackluster performance was actually beginning to irritate her. Jeez, he's gonna get caught if he keeps this up, Agnes mumbled to herself. That being said, she couldn't see who Edwin was pursuing from her place in the shadows. Eventually, the chase concluded rather uneventfully at the top of the hill. Something's up, Agnes thought, but by then, Ed had finally come out of hiding and was facing an unknown figure. Sorry, she gave me the slip again. Oh well, these things happen. Damn it, I thought for sure tonight would be the night. Still, Mr. Montaigne, was that little girl really created by a magician? Without a doubt, inside that human-looking shell is a malevolent power, an evil spirit. You've done your research, so I know you're well aware that she's been present at each and every accident. Yes? Yeah, the man said as he waved his right hand in front of Ed. She steals the lives of with a single diagonal strike through the heart. Oh no. He continued, tracing a line around his chest. Evil spirits create disturbances. Only magicians can perceive their presence. Is that so? Edwin sighed. Seems you don't fully believe me yet. In that case, let me tell you something else that you may find interesting. The man leaned over to whisper in Edwin's ear, but in the calm of that moonlit graveyard, it felt as if he was speaking directly to Agnes. Oh no! If you kill a magician, you can steal their powers. Agnes reeled, overcome with vertigo, rustling the weeds at her feet. She cursed herself under her breath. Killing a magician? How could I be so blind? The estate manager, Hugh Montaigne, I've completely fallen into his trap. She scolded herself. What the? Agnes, why are you here? Do you realize what time it is? Edwin was so dense that she wondered if she might be able to use it to her advantage. She stood focused not on Edwin, but on Hugh instead. So, I've been your target this whole time, huh? I wasn't aware you were such a young lady, though. All those horrible acts, so much death, just to get to me? You make it sound so frivolous, when in fact, this is the only way for an imitation like me to gain more power. Ed, run! Get out of here! Agnes dashed straight at Montague. I've got to close the distance and get him away from Ed, she thought. Suddenly, Kagemaru, who had left Agnes's arms to run alongside her, turned around midway and meowed in warning. Ah! An invisible force swept Agnes's legs out from underneath her like she'd been flipped from behind. She somersaulted to the ground, a sharp pain coursing through her. Blood was gushing from her thighs. Something had pierced through it. A child's laugh echoed behind her as a red ribbon fluttered in the wind. Yeah. You're the girl who was at the cafe today, Tiz? My papa's work is finishing up. Oh my gosh! Oh no. Finishing up so well, you told me so yourself. Tizzy's porcelain skin undulated in the moonlight as if something were squirming beneath the surface. Ew. My daughter is quite well made, isn't she? Boasted Hugh rather. Agnes screamed with all her might, Ed, get away from him! A stunned Edwin then shook himself back to his senses, finally beginning to process the events transpiring before him rather. So all along, this evil spirit we've been chasing the past week was really just this thing you call your daughter? Montaigne, it was you all along. You're the magician, he shouted. This man is a fake, thought Agnes. He's just using the powers he stole from a real magician, from Weber Hart. Run, Ed, please, she yelled. Get out of here. Montaigne deftly raised his right hand as if he were commanding the attention, oh no, of a rapt audience. Is he gonna My dear Edmund, I must thank you for bringing me this girl. However, this is the end of our partnership. Now you shall be a part of my power. Hugh motioned the boy with his white fingers, and a crisp snap rang in Edwin's ears. Just like that, Edwin's eyes rolled back and his body fell to the cold ground. Oh no. Eddie boy! Edwin! No! Eclipse atop the hill. God, what is she doing? Edwin echoed Edwin in the haze of his semi-conscious mind. Agnes was crying, sobbing even. She looked like she was hitting something, but she lost the advantage and was sent flying backwards. Calling it a fight would hardly be fair. Agnes didn't stand a chance. She should be stronger than I am, Edwin mused. Agnes's visage glowed and shone a bright light. But for whatever reason, Edwin thought that this looked very natural on her. His vision faded. Within his mind, the girl with the ribbon materialized before him. There you are, mister. Quickly, this way. Let's go help Papa together. She wrapped her hands tightly around him. They were thin, cold, and strong like a vice. Edwin let out an involuntary grunt as she squeezed him. Hey, you. Papa wants to get some new powers soon, and I want to help grant his wish like a good little girl. Come on, let's hurry. Edwin stared at Tizzy. The longer he looked, the less he could accept the truth that she was an evil spirit trapped in a human shell. Mr. Montaigne isn't your real father, right, Edwin? Said in a strained voice. He did his best to give her a shaky thumbs up. If you want to meet your real father, I'll help you find him. After all, I am a righteous reporter, Ed! So that's a big gap, so now we've transitioned back. If I begin treating him immediately, he might stand a chance, Agnes thought amidst her jumbled thoughts. If only I could just get to him. However, Montaigne was not about to allow her the chance. Agnes's body was abruptly thrown into the air by some invisible force, tumbling helplessly to the ground a distance away. I'll never make it. I can't even stand, Agnes gasped. Tears fell from her eyes as she collapsed against the dirt. Kakamora ran to her and motioned for her to run, but she was no longer able to detect his presence. Why, Ed? He's always been there for me. My whole life, I've kept my distance from everyone else, but he was the lone exception. My most cherished memories are the ones I've spent with him. I've tried so hard to hide that, but... Ed, my one and only friend. Aw, dang. Montaigne, you suck, dude! Absolutely magnificent. Montaigne stood at the crest of the hill with the moon at his back. You, young lady, shall be my second. Magicians truly are of immeasurable value, aren't they? I may have gained this power by chance, but now, simply by killing one magician after another, I can become omnipotent. And best of all, there are so many lives to reap for sport. Montaigne roared with laughter. What curious creatures magicians are. Their powers are both an infinite source of desires and a boundless grantor of them. The body known as Tizzy stopped moving. Her face contorted as the spirit within writhed violently beneath her skin. Finally, her flesh tore and the spirit burst forth. The shadowy form of Montaigne's magic was unmistakable, even under the shade of night. So this vessel has reached its limits, has it? No matter, Montaigne whispered. The dark energy returned to him and coiled around his body, inflicting pain with his power brings me such joy, but I plan to finish you with my own hands anyway. Now to make a bloody artwork of you. Try to enjoy yourself. I certainly will. Murderer! Agnes screamed, losing all inhibitions. The man clad in coils of shadow grew intoxicated by the power enveloping him, bursting into laughter at the accusation. I'm not doing this of my own will. It's this power, your power. The blasted magicians are to blame. Thundered Hugh. He's insane. Actually drunk off of power. And he's a sloppy drunk. Before Agnes's eyes, the pitch black darkness rose over the hills and blocked out the moon surging forth. Agnes's mind stirred. Montaigne's right. My power, the magician's power, is a curse. Misfortune befalls anyone who gets too close to us. That's why the true nature of this power must never be revealed, no matter the cost. I'm sorry, Ed, Agnes thought. You always wanted to be a righteous reporter, and yet Agnes's solemnly closed her eyes. It'll be alright, he's righteous. Watch it all work out right here, right now, the magician. The man enrobed in magical power grew increasingly magical. Things have been so very hard for me since obtaining this power, you know? Holding back the urge to torment, to make the light, to leave the eyes of others and enjoy every moment of it. I just can't help myself. It's your power that makes me feel this way. You blasted magicians are to blame. The dark energy rushed from his body and washed over the cemetery with the fury of a hurricane, eradicating the tombstones in its path as it steered a course towards Agnes. Then, the shout of a young man cut through the gale. No, that's wrong! Against all odds, Edwin stood between the attacker and his prey with a singed coat around his shoulders and his trusty messenger bag outstretched, in his outstretched hands, rather. Everyone knows that the crazy work, Edwin, by the way. Everyone knows the one who does the deed is the one at fault. Don't go blaming this on magic when you don't even understand it. Donka 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 donka. Boom! Moonlit confetti dotted the scene, floating gently in the air. It was torn remnants of Ed's manuscript. Somehow he had blocked the dark magic with his bag. I don't know how that works. Apparently, he got a real good bag. Agnes, who had just been resigned to her fate, wore a baffled expression. Edwin? You're safe? How? Edwin pointed his thumb at his chest and grinned. How many times do I have to tell you? Never underestimate a righteous reporter. Donka 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 donka. Agnes had so many things she wanted to say, but in that moment she was simply at a loss for words. I'm going to beat you down, Montaigne, and after that, you're going to give me a post-fight interview. He's so daft. He is so dense, but I love him. Don't screw with me, boy. How did that raggedy bag stop my magic? How are you even alive in the first place? Edwin responded by rushing forward without hesitation. Ah, jeez, Agnes thought. Still, that was Edwin. That was the Edwin she knew, rather. Always true to himself, a crusader to the very end. Even now, Edwin didn't completely believe in magic. He wasn't even able to see any of Montaigne's twisted powers. He just saw a regular dude. He saw a regular dude and his bag explode in front of him. He was like, wow, I'm a righteous reporter. He must look insane from his point of view. But he wasn't going to rule it out as impossible, rather, or write it off as some sort of curse. He would piece the truth together by himself, bit by bit. That was just the sort of boy Edwin was. Reckless and all, Kagemaru, the black cat, who was clinging towards the backside of Edwin's worn-out bag, had been the one who actually negated the— okay, that makes more sense. Negated the dark mage's spell. He fixed his jet black pupils on Agnes as if to say, are you sure about this? I am. I don't want to lie to him anymore. I'll show him the truth, the real me, Agnes thought. She looked up at the moon. It's a full moon tonight. Although there was no wind to move them, Agnes's cream blonde curls danced about as her arms erupted with rays of light illuminating the darkness. The magician is here. Sunshine is here. Edwin Arnold had never been able to get the better of that girl. Not even once. He was confident in his physical strength. Oh my gosh, it's the same start. And thought himself fairly sharp to boot, yet despite that, he was caught in a losing streak that left him at a loss for words. And not much had changed since that day 2 years ago. And perhaps it never would. The wave of light sent everything hurtling up into the sky. Edwin found himself suspended aloft. Agnes's hands in his. They were soft and warm as the sunshine. Her whole body shone, her cream blonde hair flickering like white hot flames. Thank you, Ed. It's been fun. Wait, what's going on? Where are we? Am I dreaming? Ed, you're as dense as ever. Even though you won't be able to remember what happened today, there's something I need to tell you. Agnes smiled. It was a rare expression of pure happiness. She had shown it. She had never shown it to anyone before, rather, simply because she had never been able to until now. I'm a magician, Ed. This is who I truly am. Edwin wasn't sure if he was shocked or if he had somehow already known. Now that he thought back on it, Agnes was smart, good in a fight, seemingly knew everything, and had a sharp intuition to boot. It would explain a lot if she was a magician. Ha, well, that's Agnes for you. Now go fix me a bourbon. If she could, she would have served him an iced tea instead, but that was impossible. Agnes was no longer in Anchorville. Oh. Edwin was finally released from the hospital after being treated for 2 ribs that he didn't remember breaking. From there, he boarded a long-distance Orwell bus headed for the capital. It was too far a trip for his trusty bicycle. Besides, the idle time he spent in the bus would be a good chance to plan his next move. Hugh Montaigne had been arrested for the murder of Weber Hart, and Ed's investigation into Tiz revealed that her grave had been desecrated. He prayed that she could now rest in peace. Interesting. Even the deadly string of car accidents had finally come to an end. Leaning against the shaking frame of the bus, Edwin thought about the future. The people of Anchorville had completely forgotten about the events of that day. Nobody knew when Agnes had vanished. Even Ed could scarcely recall what happened that night. Every day he tried to, with all of his might, to remember. Only recently did he manage to recollect her final words to him. "This won't be the last time we meet." Well, so long as you don't become a reporter, that is. Huh? What do you mean by that? Well, reporters are supposed to shine a light on the vague and obscure, aren't they? Agnes clasped her hands around the Esmeralda's necklace she wore. Her pain was as clear as day. "You're way too obvious for your of your own feelings." Oh boy. Edwin huffed. "Well, I'm still not giving up. I'm gonna become a righteous reporter no matter what she says." From his spot by the window, Edwin flicked through his notebook to check his agenda. Being a freelance reporter was way more challenging than he ever imagined. Brandon, in particular, had gotten frustrated countless times while training him. But there's no way I can back down after hearing stuff like that from Agnes, of all people. She says we can never meet again. Well, I don't believe that. I'm gonna keep being a reporter and make my feelings as clear as day while I'm at it. Just you wait, Agnes. I swear that I'll find you. The wind raced across the wide open prairie. Calvard's winds were... We ain't never going to hear nothing about this until we get to Calvard, huh? It is also a fictional story, but it is what it is. That's a real strong gust, huh? A certain girl murmured in the very same bus long ago, her chin resting in her hands as her cream blonde hair bobbed in the daylight. Wherever that girl went, the sunshine would follow. And just as it did when she arrived in Anchorville, Edwin chuckled softly to himself. A righteous reporter can only believe in what he's seen with his very own eyes, you know? The bus traveled down the gravel road beneath the vast blue August sky. And that is that. 1 hour. My bad, you guys. Dang. Well, that's that. You know, I feel like half of these stories have like happy endings and the other half have not so. I think actually, have all of them had a happy ending? Outside of, I mean, this is like a happy ending. They both lived, but you know, they don't get to see each other anymore. But I love my boy Edwin. I think he might be my favorite of the characters in all of these stories, actually. I still think Back Alley Doctor might be my favorite of the series. The series of books that we've had so far. I mean, Carnelia is pretty great too. But I think I like Back Alley Doctor the best. Gambler Jack was pretty good. I like all of those books, so we always have that episode close to the end where I'm like, all right, let's read them all. I do believe that Back Alley Doctor might be my favorite. I just like all of the characters in that story a lot. This one was pretty good though. I think this one was the most like wild, and I think it could have some sort of like actual. I was about to say this one might have like some sort of actual real world implication. But like some of the other ones do, like Carnelia is based on like real people. I feel like this one might be based on like a true thing that we haven't, or rather we may have experienced and I just never realized it because, you know, orbments, they sure exist, but I don't really like keep them in mind as like, oh yeah, they must be using orbments too. There really might be some magicians in our midst, and I feel like at the very least Campanella is probably one of them. So that's something that I just need to think about in the future. We might have to deal with magicians, or first of all, we may have already dealt with magicians. I mean, I don't even know if like, I don't know if like Belle even uses an orbment set. She might just be like a magician, for real, but I'm not sure. Hey, take these books. Here, you can have them. Oh, are you positive about this? If Lloyd thinks so, then yes, most of them were received as gifts anyway. Yep, so go ahead and read, babe. Read your heart out. If you insist, I'll gladly accept them. Here you go. It would be rude of me to accept these without offering you anything in return, and I couldn't possibly have that, so please take this. Ayo. Wait, is this? It fell into my hands some time ago in my other line of work. You may take it if you'd like, though I cannot say you'll find a use for it. Are you sure you're okay with this? This seems like it could be valuable. Oh, it's quite alright with me. After all, I'm but a witness to how this turmoil in Crossbow will unfold. Granting you this small gift should hardly qualify as interfering. Interfering? Uh-oh. Hee, ignore me. I'm simply thinking out loud. So she is... I guess you always are kind of still an enforcer of Ouroboros, I guess. She's not an Angus, but she's definitely an enforcer. Be sure to take good care of it. We will, thank you very much. But like, I don't know if you like ever lose that position, you know what I mean? It really might be a once an enforcer, always an enforcer. Never could I envision a tree of that scale, yep. Even I am unable to foresee what happens next. The truth eludes my cards, my crystal ball, and the stars alike. How very intriguing, I can't recall this ever happening before. Just what will come across, but I look forward to learning the answer myself. That's crazy. The fact that she can't see what's going on in the future is a little odd. That being said, we will make a quick save right here, but I said we were gonna go to the tree this episode, so we are going to just very quickly go to the tree, even though this has been a long recording. It's not even that long, but like it'll seem lengthier because we read a book for an hour. Let's board the Merkaba. Let's take a nap. And let's go see the tree. The Azure tree. This is where we'll find Kia, as well as the truth behind all of this. Are we ready? Yeah, I think so. There it is. Red Constellation airship. Hostile confirmed at 5 o'clock. It's the Red Constellation's Beowulf. Figures they show up. That must be their assault craft. Yeah, I remember them talking about buying one of them when I still ran with them. But man, I can't believe they've already got this much of a handle on it. The Koi family may have financed it to help with their current plan. It's also fitted out with some of the society's tech by the look of it. Can you shake it, Abbas? I will do what I can. Meh. Sure, it looks like it's built by a tank, but that'll just bulk it. All that bulk rather will weigh it down. We can outrun it. You say that now, but I'm not sure if that's true. Uh-oh. Ooh-ah! What happened? Not good. Are those electromagnetic mines deployed in the air? Affirmative. The Foundation has developed something similar. Yikes. We should have expected as much from these seasoned soldiers. So that's how they want to play, is it? They're swerving rather towards the starboard side. Oh, you can even see them glistening in the distance. Deploy the impact shields. Roger. All passengers, brace for impact. See, you didn't have to come, Grace. Chill. It's okay, minimal damage sustained. Good, concentrate on our impact shields at the bow of the ship. Set a course to the Azure tree. We're going to force our way through the minefield. Understood. Good job. There it is. The very blue tree. We got a whole cutscene going to it. Surely it'll let us inside, you know what I mean? I didn't turn in any of my requests. That's hilarious. how does one even do anything in this? It's just like a giant beam of light. Is it gonna teleport us somewhere? No, we're just in the giant beam of light, I guess. Not bad. I was hoping to get on board and have them go hand in hand. This just proves our aerial tactics have much room for improvement. We should leave the rest to Lord Sigmund and the young miss. I envy them. A battlefield like that's out of this damn world. They're gonna have one hell of a fight in there. Lord. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Grace, yeah, I was gonna say, I would be doing the same thing. Jeez Louise. Look at that. Are we really inside the tree right now? I know the thing's massive, but it's like a whole nother universe in here. The tree itself must be capable of distorting bounds of space. Find me, please find me. Again? Kyo, look, you gotta stop doing this. You've been doing this since the beginning of the game. And not this game. 0. You've been doing this for 2 games now. Chill, girl. Asking us to find you. Wow, it's so pretty. You made it onto the tree just to find another tree inside of it? Lamau. It's treeception. It's drawing in all these lights around us. There's even more than I can count. You know, it kind of looks like a visual representation of the orbital network. Oh! Okay. Well, whatever it is, it's going to make one heck of a photo op. Yo, the pose when she's doing the camera flash, she's like, ching, ching. Snap, snap. It would be too perilous to fly the Merkaba through these gravitational distortions. I will have to insist that you proceed on foot. Oh boy, my favorite mode of transport. That said, the Merkaba should be good to fly us in and out of the tree. Don't be shy if you... Yep. Okay, great. If there's any place you still need to head back for. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. In any case, we should decide who will make up the exploration team and who will remain on standby. There's no time for tree gazing. We need to move, Bennings. You know who will not be moving? Dudley? You. Hey, yo, Kia's in that tree. Don't worry. We're gonna find you, girl. We're gonna batter anybody in our way. So... we are probably about to end here. We're gonna do that. Just because I think she might be, out of the support members, our best support member. Close this menu. Grace, how you feeling, girl? I'm gonna snap as many photos of this giant tree as I can while we're still in the thick of it. Once I get back, I'll have to write an expose about the truth behind this whole incident. So, I'm saying this here, what I'm saying here is rather get going and solve this case once and for all. The greatest 3-page feature. I think this requires more than 3 pages, low-key. You might need a whole issue. To ever grace the crossbow times depends on it. Counting any SSS, now go out there and solve this. Yep, I get you. Okay, this is probably where we're gonna end. I wanted to see what was in here at the very least, and this is what we're gonna do. I see it. This thing is really, really big. Next time we'll start exploring this. That being said, actually this time in between episodes, I will remember I got to get my food situation set, and I gotta turn those things in actually. And I assume that the chest in this area are those diamond things, if I'm gonna like take a wild guess. And I feel like, personally, I think the one that they're showing us right now, I think that one might be the one that contains the final data fragment that we need to undo the final thing. Like it's pretty close to the top-ish of the tree. You know what I mean? At least that's what my guts are telling me, and my guts, I'm learning to trust my guts more in this game. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Cool, dang. Man. Okay, yeah, we will be doing this next episode. We are going into the tree. We're going into the tree. Hey Zach, can I talk to you? I harbor no doubts the key is somewhere inside the great tree. I can sense her within its deepest to furthest depths, accompanied by that Croy woman and the master puppet, the puppet master of a lawyer. If you require my assistance, simply have Tio call me. You can even beat me if you want to reach me. If she wants to page me, I don't have a pager. But I will still arrive. that is the end of our episode then. We did a lot of reading. Next time we'll be doing a lot of fighting, I assume. I doubt next episode is gonna be the last. I have a feeling this whole place is going to take us at least 2 episodes. I would say at most 4. I'm shooting for 3, because I'm pretty sure at this point, it feels like we're gonna have to fight Shirley, Uncle Sigmund, Arios, Belle, and even maybe I would, if I were a gambling man, I would say a roided up, and by roided up I mean a gnosis up, Grizzly Grim. And that's 5 fights. And I'm even, or if some are like put together, like maybe the Orlandos are 1 fight, I don't think that's the case. I think there is 1 more potential fight, and I think it could be like Kia or Kia's Will. I don't know. But she's saying find me, so I don't think we're, I in my brain, I'm thinking what is truly going to be the final boss of all of this, and for me it's either like, it feels like it should be Grizzly Grim, but I also feel like it could be like Kia, you know what I mean? And I think that solely because of the story that we heard about the original Septarion essentially ending herself. I feel like we'll have to fight to make sure that doesn't happen. I think that would be a neat parallel, because I feel like that's where we will probably go. I assume that something will happen in the sense that she will be put in a similar position, because this game loves to do parallels too. And I'm talking, I think, more specifically about this set of games specifically. I don't know if it was as prevalent in Sky series, where we had like strict, like, not strict parallels, but like fun little parallels. In this game, it seems like we have those parallels. I don't know how much of a parallel Arianrod is to the past, where she actually might be in some way, shape, or form the homie from the past. That being said, we have that strict parallel of reincarnation of Saint Ursula and Cecile. We have parallels between, I don't want to say there were parallels between Hue and Ravash, but in a sense there were, in terms of how they run the underground in Crossbell, or were running, or tried to run the underground in Crossbell. I don't think there are parallels really between Dieter and his daughter. I think those are more like contrast, but I feel like there's a couple of other parallels, but I feel like the ultimate parallel is, if I were a writer, I would really want the parallel of Kia, or at least a potential, or lining up for Kia to walk the same path of the old Septarion. But I would like for the SSS to stop that from happening. Even if it means fighting her to keep herself from, like, self-destructing. That is what I would do as a writer. Because at this point, I feel like we have almost all the information in the game. I do believe we are missing 2 pieces of information. And I think those 2 pieces of information, I'm really kind of, like, pretty sold on the fact that, specifically because Arios and Grim are here, I do believe it is about bending time, space, and mirage, those 3 elements, which I don't know if I've said causality, or if I'm getting that from a comment, but I think, I do believe, and I think they might have said it in the game actually, a sense of causality. I feel like those 3 elements are, like, in combination, in control of causality. If you have the ability to bend time, space, and mirage, you have the ability to control, like, causality. You have control over pretty much everything. That's why I think, with the creation of this Septarion, they are trying to bend causality to essentially bring back their fallen loved ones. I think that grief has stricken them wildly. I mean, heck, Shizuku can see again because of Kia. If that ain't bending causality, I don't know what does. That being said, if we stop Kia, I don't know what... I don't understand. My thing is like... Kia has to, I think, somehow lose those powers, personally. I don't understand how that happens, but I think the only solution here is that Kia loses her powers. I don't want to say Kia stops existing. I guess she could bend causality to make it so she doesn't have her powers anymore. I guess that is like a roundabout solution, you know what I mean? I just don't know if those powers are... You know what? She awoke to those powers. So I guess she can return to a form where she does not have those powers anymore. So I will keep that in mind. That could be an ending to this. At this point now, it's about guessing how all of this ends for me, because that's not something I've been doing. I've been guessing what the climax is going to be. I really have no idea how this is gonna end, outside of maybe this crossbow becomes a battlefield for the two major powers. One of the two major powers takes over crossbow, and then they use that as a launching point to start a war with the other powers. Or Kia does use the powers of, I guess, causality. I'm calling her I'm calling her the Septarion of causality. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Septarion is Azure or whatever. Forget about that. She's Miss Causality. Cause we know she can bring back the dead. We died. That still has not been defined. I'm confident that that's happened now. Man. We as the player know that that's happened. I am curious to know if Kia knows that that's happened, or if anybody else knows that that happened. I honestly believe Belle probably knows. She probably has some sort of way. Dude, ooh, man. That has to be revealed to us. That has to be revealed to us. I don't know if Kia's the one who reveals it or Belle's the one who reveals it. Heck, Grimm might be the one to reveal it. I guess there's a way he could know, but I guess Belle would have to tell him. So, man, there's still, I think, a lot of emotion to be had in the final fights of this game and the final pieces of dialogue in this game, and I'm very excited to get there, and I know we're gonna get there very soon. So hang in there. Next episode, we will be climbing a tree. I can't guarantee we'll have more than one boss fight next episode, especially if it's just like 5 boss fights in a row, but if they are stationed kind of like the Liberal Arc, where we had, I guess, that tower towards the end where we're like, oh, here's 1, we do a little traveling, here's 2, we do a little traveling, here's 3. If it is layered like that, I think we might have like 2 or 3 of our boss fights next time. We'll see. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. Until then, I'm taking off. I will probably do a little bit of fighting outside of this area just to get all of the the dishes that I need. I actually have what I need to make one of these. I need the success of it. So Wazzy, you can cook this. I can only make the one. I'm about to cheat trying to make this, I'll tell you what. Here, let's do this real quick. Make Wazzy. You got the Supreme version? You sure didn't. Hold on, we're gonna cheat real quick. I don't generally do this in this game, but I sure will today. I wonder... Excellent. There we go. And that is create all Supreme dishes. I am gonna just go back, and if this is all we need for the Supreme dishes, which we might, that might be it. Yeah. Thanks to the the ship only sustained negligible amount of damage. As such, it shouldn't pose a problem if we need to withdraw and head somewhere else for the time being. Simply give the word and we will depart. I will do that. I want to go back to Crossbow City. Goodbye, tree. Kia's like, wait, you were supposed to find me. Follow me, set me free. Trust me and we will escape from the city. Go back over to here. I just want to check because if this is the only dish we need for this, oh. Apparently I didn't do 3-day stew either. I guess. What? Okay, well maybe it doesn't want that one. Maybe not. Or do I need to walk out and then walk back in? Yeah, I have one of these. I just made it. Right? Correct? Am I tripping? I know I just offered 3-day stew. I should have, yeah, Arcadian Ambrosia. That's really good. It's literally, hey, heal everything up. That's, I want to make some more of that. Hey, homie, I have one. So why can I not offer that one? Do I need more than one? I don't know. Well, I'll figure that out myself. Or maybe somehow I've offered that one before. Maybe I had it from somewhere else and I haven't been able to do it. Okay, well, sure. I will still figure out what I'm missing here. And I'll figure out what I'm missing from the surprise ones. Probably make one of everything. I know that I don't need to make that one. And I will be back next time and we will finish up. Ladies and gentlemen, toodaloo flight crew. This has been a long one, but thank you for watching.